We're here with head coach Peter Stuursma as he prepares his team for Olivet on Saturday. Coach, looking back on Calvin, 52-0 victory. What impressed me probably more than the score, or as much as the score, was your approach. Talked to several of your assistants, and to paraphrase Jacob Pardnay, he said, "We don't want our motivation to be the moment. We want it to be our execution." And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it was another day at the office for you guys. How did you do that?
You know, we started last Monday talking about this with our team. We wanted this to be about us. We said we are playing in arguably the greatest rivalry in all of small college in the country. It's been written up in a number of journals and things of that nature, and it's on ESPN. And so we did not want that to define this game. We wanted to worry about us, how we played, how fast we played, how we executed the game plan. And when we were able to look at the film, our kids played so fast. I mean, our guys were laser focused in. And to me, that's the most impressive thing. To your point, love the way our guys played, love the way they focused, and they were just playing fast. If we missed a tackle, there were 3 or 4 guys there to make a play. We had some we call them clinic plays, where we were block down, kick out, and the running backs running free. We had a lot of third down conversions, so that was huge. Huge the way our guys executed the game plan.
Saturday is senior day. I know it's a special moment for you. This 20-plus group, including players who play a lot, players maybe don't play as much, as well as coaches and managers. You've been with them, and I know it'll be an emotional day for you. They've got a 28-4, if things go well on Saturday, record with you. They've got 2 NCAA playoff appearances, and they have the only playoff victory in the history of the school. Can you talk a little bit about, let's start with the ones who play a lot, the ones who get kind of the recognition. What do maybe they do that the average fan doesn't see? We know about the scores, we know about the tackles. What does it mean to you, kind of the intangibles that those players who play a lot, what have they done for your team?
Well, I like to put them both in the same category, because the things that fans don't see are what they do in the off season. Our guys, the minute we're done with our season, no matter when that is, we give them a week off. And then they come back and they start lifting 3 days a week up through the holiday break and the Christmas, New Year time. And when they come back to school, they are 4 days a week at 5:30 in the morning and 7:30 in the morning, and they work for 10 straight weeks on that cycle. On their off day, which is Wednesday, we did a leadership training with our guys voluntarily, and we averaged 55 players. So what do they do that people don't see? They just work so hard. They wake up early to go to work for football. But remember, Stoop, they're here to go to school. They take a rigorous schedule so that they can graduate and get a job. We say it all the time. But that's what people don't probably see, is the behind the scenes. It's kind of like those silent mornings when they're walking across from their apartment or from their dorm or from their housing, or they're parking in a parking lot with snow that's this high off the ground. They're walking in the weight room to go work out. That's hard. That's challenging. But that's also why I get plenty of phone calls about our players when they do graduate, so that they can get jobs. When employers call me, like, how good are they? I'm like, they're unbelievable. They work so hard for that. And to me, that says it all. And it is a hard week. It's a tough week for all of us. But it's also time to celebrate all of the things that you mentioned that they've done for this program and this institution of hope.
Can you say just a little bit about, I know that it's a similar response, but like, what is it like for those who maybe don't get as much notoriety, don't get as many snaps? Like, what does it mean to a coach that those guys show so much dedication?
It's unbelievable, and we use those guys as an example all the time. There are times when those guys have gone through this, when they're like, I don't know if I want to continue to do this. And they do it because they want to be part of the brotherhood. They want to be part of something special. They work their tails off. They continue just to grind. They show young guys on our team the way. And I think that, to me, is valuable. Again, that's why I don't delineate between who plays and who doesn't. Some guys get a chance to carry the ball. Some guys get a chance to block for those guys that carry. Some guys don't get a chance to play as much. They're still a value-added member of this team, and that's, again, why they get hired. When they leave this institution, hope means something to a lot of people. And to have that background of their football and what they've done and the commitment that they've had to have for 4 years is quite remarkable.
That is a testament indeed. So now we look forward to Olivet. They've got a running back, Jalen Johnson, who averages about 5 yards a carry. They've got 2 receivers in the top 10 in the league. Would you describe their offense as explosive in nature, or a more steady Eddie kind of offense?
They have the chance to be very, very explosive at any time. A lot of personnel groupings offensively. that they want to get to the ball to their players in space quickly. Like you said, the running backs, the receivers, that's all part of that whole process. And they have a new coach, and they are on the upward swing. Defensively, they're going to be very aggressive. They're good up front. They're going to be very aggressive. I really don't care what they've done throughout the year from the standpoint of who they played in this and that, because they're a very good football team. And we have to prepare as such. Just said it again to our players each and every day. I remind them, this is about us. And elite teams and teams that want to do something special have to have that approach every single day. How are we going to get better today? Can't worry about tomorrow. That's down the road. That's for you to talk about in the videos and the media and all that stuff.
All right, well, since you mentioned, I'm going to give you a chance. My last question of the regular season, I'll give you a chance to yell at me one more time. So Olivet is a team that has fallen on hard times. They've had 4 losses in a row. I'm going to confess that there might be a couple of fans out there who might have one browser tab open to the Alma Adrian game, maybe another one that's got kind of the NCAA Power Index open. So what do you do this week? Obviously, you want to prepare for Olivet. Do you sort of submit some person hours, some coaching hours to thinking about a possible postseason tournament opponent to maybe get ready for that? Or is it all Olivet? Do you have some capacity to think forward if things go well this week for you?
I have to, as the leader of this program, think about what could happen, of course. But I also, again, our focus has been, it's really 3 things. Number 1, seniors. Number 2, if we win, there's a big pot of gold, the rainbow. We don't have to sugarcoat that with our guys. We know that could happen. And number 3, it's really to play to the standard that we expect every day. Those are the 3 things that we talked about. Those are the only things that I want our players to worry about and our staff. I'll worry about the other stuff because I have to. I have to plan. But those 3 things are what we're going to continue to say are the cornerstones for this week.
I always appreciate your stand-up guy, Coach, and I always appreciate your honesty, even when you rib me a little bit. So have fun at Olivet, and congratulations on a great season. I hope we'll get to see you one more time, but if not, congratulations and best of luck what comes forward for you.
Thanks, Stu.
That's head coach Peter Sturzma as he prepares his team for the University of Olivet. Mike Coleman and I will be back with the call right after this. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
You are looking live at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium on the eastern edge of Hope College, the little school by the inland sea, where today we bring you the final regular season game of the MIAA with a lot on the line as the Hope College Flying Dutchman hosts the University of Olivet Comets. I am Scott Vanderstoop, and I am joined by the play-by-play voice of Hope College football and men's basketball, Mr. Mike Coleman, as we are moments away from watching the Dutch roll back out on the field after Senior Day. And we had to be corrected, Mike Coleman. Senior Day was not referring to us.
That is a fact, but we digress. Scott, good to see you. Week 10, as we finish out the regular season. Pot of gold at the end of things. If we win today, we'll get to that in a bit. But it's always great on Senior Day. We have 21 seniors. We all paid our respects, our admiration for what they've given the program. And we're going to hear, we heard Peter Sturzma's interview with you, and he talked about what I liked what you said about the players who play a lot and the players who don't, what they bring to the table to make this program successful. I thought it was fantastic. It epitomizes what Hope is all about.
I think every team, particularly collegiate team, has players that go and work in virtual anonymity, and yet they buoy a team in so many ways. For example, in volleyball this year, it's Gracie Allen, whose parents can never go to a game because she's from Colorado. She plays behind an All-American setter in Lauren Lee, so she doesn't get a lot of points, but yet she's a captain of the team, and the team would not be as good without her. And there are equally those who work in virtual anonymity, or we have seniors on defense, for example. When I talked to Jacob Pardonay this week, who said, we have a lot of seniors and most of them play a lot, but here's the thing. they sat for 3 years because we had very talented people, and they paid their dues and they paid their debts, and they got better each year. And boy, I tell you what, that's a good defense.
That's a great defense. And, we talked about the defense last year, how great it was in that 11-1 season. But this defense has been phenomenal to the tune. I just have to throw this out before I forget. They've held opponents scoreless in the last 10 quarters, going back over 3 games. And they have a chance, Stoop. They've had back-to-back shutouts, first time since 1978. A chance to do it today, but that's not the focus. But heavily favored over Olivet. But a really chance to just steamroll to the end of the season here at home under great conditions today against an Olivet team who comes in losing 4 straight.
And they've fallen on hard times. If you talk to the coaches, Olivet has gotten better. It isn't reflected in their wins and losses. I suspect if you got the coaches off the record, they might say something like, hey, Coach, what worries you? I'm worried about a letdown. Boy, wasn't last week fun? I mean, you can't have fireworks every week, and you can't have Calvin University every week. And so that has been a big part, I think, of what might be preoccupying the coaches.
But I think if you're a player, you win this game, there's a 99% chance we're going to make it to the postseason. If you can't get motivated for that, and I think they'll be just fine. I think they're a senior-led team, 21 seniors, making sure that all the guys are on the same page, eyes forward like Sturzman does every week to focus on the task at hand and what lies ahead for this program.
I was out 3 days this week to practice, and I have a few students in class, and they're all saying, this is championship week. And so I think that if they treat it that way, they might have one eye open on Albion.
Absolutely.
On Alma and Adrian. But right now, it's Olivet time. So we are ready for our national anthem. Here is the voice of Hope College, Mr. Tom Davila.
Mr. Lee Greenwood. Thank you, Lee, and thank you, fans.
We are moments away from kickoff. We got a chance to check starting lineups. Let's start with the Hope College defense if we can. The defensive ends, Tate Bizu, 6'3", senior, 248 from Saline. And Liam Dannett, 6'5", 227, senior from West Branch. In the middle of the tackles, Jake Punches, 6'4", 246 sophomore from Farwell, Michigan, population 820. And Caleb Parlberg, 6'2", senior, 258 from Caledonia. A talented and experienced linebacker crew. Micah Bush is back from injury, 5'10", senior, 210 from Unity. Colton Skur, 5'11", 198 from South Christian. And Bryce Debry, 5'11", 196 from DeWitt. Defensive backfield, the safeties are Trenton Bolhouse, 6'3", sophomore, 189 from Zeeland West. Owen Graham, senior, 5'11", 215 from Caledonia. In the corners, Austin Harvey, 6'1", junior, 196 from Rockford. And Lorenzo Vitti, 6-foot junior, 175, Dearborn Divine Child via the United States Naval Academy. Mike Coleman, I was talking to Pardonay about this team, and he absolutely loves his seniors. He came in with this group 4 years ago. It's a special group for him.
Yeah, it's amazing. 28-4, I think you said, Stoop, in the interview with Sturzman, what these seniors have led. Here's what I like about the defense. They came in the first 3 games, kind of a feeling out process. They only give up 262 yards a game. They get a lot of interceptions. They get a ton of sacks, 27th in the nation. Shutdown rushing defense. I can see why Jake's high on these guys.
And elected to defer. You want the ball, correct? Which way would you like to kick it? Put your back to this goal line.
So we saw that, Scott. Hope wins the toss. They will defer, and they will get the football to start the second half. Olivet will get first touch.
And Olivet will move from north to south. While we got a chance, let's take a look at the Hope College offense while we have a few minutes here before kickoff. Taking a look first at the offensive line, Mike Coleman, the left tackle, the one that anchors everything on a run offense, certainly, and protects the quarterback from the blind side. Brett Showers, 6'6", 307, senior from Mason. The other tackle is Jeremiah Libema, 6'2", sophomore, 270 from Orlando, FLA. It's only going to be 84 degrees there today, Mike. The guards, Kemper Millis, the mauler, 6'1", senior, 3 spins and 15 from Mona Shores. And the other guard, Timmy Clay, 6'1", 249 from Byron Center. Andrew Hawkins calls him their maulers. And then the man in the middle, the Downriver Destroyer, 6'1", senior, 266 from Brownstown, Rob McAleese. Taking a look at our talented receiving core, Eli Vanderveen, 6'5", junior, 208 from Hudsonville. Johnny Rowan Blanton, the leading receiver, 5'10", 182 from Rockford. Travis Myers, 6'1", 175 from Ada. And then in the backfield, the running back is Cal Motter. He's a 5'10", sophomore, 195 from Lawton. The H-back is Seth Lumen, 6 foot junior, 225 from Rochester. And the man, the engineer, Alex Stoll, 5'10", 190 junior from Schoolcraft via Tarleton State and Grand Valley State. Not as many seniors on the offense, but boy, they can produce.
No, just 3 senior starters on this starting 11 for the offense. I was in the Harrigan Center at postgame in the win over Calvin. Kemper, Millis, and Brett Showers walked by me. You could have told me they were 400 pounds, and I would have believed you. Those guys are absolutely massive. They both are top 300 pounds. They give a lot of protection to Alex Stoll. It's an offensive line that has had 70 career starts. You got to love what they bring to the rushing game to provide those gaps. As they used to say back in the Washington Redskins game, the hogs in the middle, making way for John Riggins.
We are all set with kickoff. Hope College will kick off first. Olivet's deep to receive. Here with the play-by-play is Mr. Mike Coleman.
Thank you, Stoop. Caden Balkin, the all-time extra point leader in Hope College history. Side ones went into the end zone. Olivet will start 1st and 10. And an Olivet team last year with a season-high 299 against Hope and a loss 48-12 at Olivet. And they'll start with the first touch of this football game.
Getting a little bit of let's get the starters in pieces here for Olivet. The tackles, Jelani Harbor, 6'5", sophomore, 315 from Jackson Lumen Christie. The other tackle, Javian Ketter, 6'1", 260 from Ypsilanti Huron. He's a junior. The guards, Marcus Davis, a freshman from Fort Myers, Florida. Andrew Clark, 6'2", freshman from Tampa, Florida. And in the middle is Kyle Cruson, 6'3", junior from Reed City.
Fumble, Scott. We've got a fumble on the play. Hand off to Johnson, 3-yard pickup. Hope says they have it, and we've got a big scrum pile at the Olivet 28 on the first play from scrimmage. How about that?
Just once, I'd like the team to hold the ball long enough I could get the starters. I guess I shouldn't complain.
Come on, Tate Bezo. He picked up the fumble, the junior out of Saline at the bottom of the pile. And Hope College, 16th in the nation in turnovers created, pick up their 5th fumble return, and they are in business at the Olivet 28.
Offensive line coach Hunter Thompson brings his team out. And take a look very quickly at the defensive set for Olivet. Maki Foster, a freshman 5'9" from Winoma, Florida, is one of the linebackers along with Charles Anderson.
Full through the air, Caden DeHorn, 6 points for the Dutchman. Coast to coast, 28-yard strike, and Caden DeHorn came in with 22 grabs. Let's make it 23. His 3rd touchdown of the year, and for Alex Stoll, 19th touchdown pass, and just like that, Hope needs all of 4 seconds to take the lead.
Well, I should just probably retire from announcing starting lineups, I guess. Look at that.
Well, we'll get your chance. As Caden Balkin trying to make his 156th extra point, the senior out of Byron Center, one of 21 that we celebrated earlier. That one is up. That one is good. Over the big net. 13 seconds into this game, and Stoop, I haven't even broken a sweat yet. I don't know about you. 7-0 Hope College.
Well, it is a little warmer than it was last week, so we may break a sweat, but not yet. I will tell you, we had a chance to talk to Andrew Hawkins as he came up to the booth before, and, you know, he's just as cool as the other side of the pillow. And I said, you know, what are you nervous about? And we talked a little bit about this. He said, you know, I want, and Pardonay says the same thing, I don't want the momentum of last week. I'm worried about a letdown. Well, so far we haven't seen it. The other thing we asked him off the record is, hey, what's your first play?
Right.
And he said, we're going to run a double deep post. And that's I said, sometimes it matters what side, because he's got a right-handed quarterback. He goes, no, we're just going to run this play. We're going to try it, see if it works.
He seems like a guy we can trust, and that's exactly what they did.
He goes, we're going to see if it works. It worked.
Wow. Put that one in the queue. Well, how about that? Well, Olivet, they're in the last 10 teams out of 240 in NCAA Division III football as far as coughing up a football. 26 turnover. It couldn't come at a worse time to start the game. As Olivet, their only wins have come on the road, but right now they'll get the football back down early.
The wind is a little tighter, a little breezy down below. We had to have a holder. The wind up here is 0 miles per hour in the press box.
Lowering the shoulder and crawling up to the 28, where Olivet lost the football their last possession. They'll start 1st and 10. Now, Stoop, hopefully you have time to finish out those starting lineups for Olivet.
I will do my best. Let's get to the quarterback, Daniel Avila, 5'11 sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona. Tailback, Jalen Johnson averages almost 5 yards a carry, a freshman from Detroit. And the fullback is Aiden Spees, 5'11 freshman from Lutheran Northwest. The wide receivers, Rashawn Mercier and Wade Brushiers, both in the top 10 of the MIAA. Mercier, a junior, and Brushiers, a freshman.
4 rushing on the front for Hope College as Olivet moving left to right, lowering the shoulder, getting a room to run, kicking it to the outside by the numbers at the 40. First down and more, good 11-yard pickup. And that is that Mr. Jalen Johnson?
No,
it is not.
It's Romel Frank, the backup, 5'11. I don't know if that has anything to do with the fumble or the miscommunication, but he's a 5'11 freshman from Kalamazoo Central. Logs in at 220. So the leading rusher for Olivet, not in currently. And we'll see once if Mr. Freeman stays in, but a nice patient run, followed his blockers, didn't get out ahead, and read the play beautifully.
Agreed. It was a nice seam on the left side of that line, and for that line for Olivet, Marcus Davis and Jelani Harbor creating a nice rush on first down. They take it right over the middle, a little more of a modest gain as Radley in on the stop. After a 2-yard pickup, it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Comets opening minutes.
Now, you told me, and we're going to have a tab open, they kick it too, but that Adrian Alma game will be an interesting one. I think a few of us here might be watching it. The last 3-way tie was 1999. Coleman, you got that out of our history, out of our archives. And then before that, 1958, second time, only 2 times in history.
And in 1999, it was Alma, Albion, and Hope, and Alma went to the playoffs that year. On 2nd down, Avila wants to throw. He's successful in the flat on the far side. Not much, as Frank came out of the backfield, swallowed up nicely by Micah Bush, the senior. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for an Olivet team, second to last in the MIAA. They've had their struggle at 36% success.
How about this in 1958? Hope College's non-conference opponents. How much has college football changed? Beloit in the last game of the year, because they only had 6 teams. Eastern Michigan and Northern Michigan.
Wow, how'd you like? I used to do that Finlandia road trip. Going up to Northern, I'm sure was overrated for the crew. 3rd and 5, pass, caught! Breaks a tackle at the Hope 40 down to the 39. A great grab, almost behind the receiver Stoop, and a nice grab.
Herbert Crawford, again, another 2 deep, a 5'11 freshman from Pahokee, Florida, Pahokee High School. A strong Florida caucus here on the Olivet team.
Indeed.
Must be part of the recruiting budget to go down there. I think I've mentioned before, you know, people who are D3 level football players, there just aren't a lot of D3 schools in the Southeast. And so a lot of Midwest and Northeast schools go down there and say, hey, you want to keep playing football? We got a spot for you up here.
And that's certainly the case. We see that from a lot of teams that we play against. 1st and 10 from the Hope 39. Avila, 58% passer, flushed, dumps it, straight drop by Frank. Wide open at the 35. with punches following him, but just a big mistake by the running back.
Couldn't quite get a hold of it. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Olivet with a little bit of movement. It was a dreary beginning for the Comets as they couldn't hold on to the ball, but they put together a nice little drive so far.
Yeah, they have Avila, normally the starter. Charlie Grant, the senior out of Charlotte, Michigan, has appeared in almost every game, too. These are two quarterbacks that can light it up through the air. He's got the weapons. 2nd and 10 from the near hash. 7-0 Hope. Hole. Frank. Ankle tackle. But not before he picks up a solid 4. And that was a good open field tackle, Stu.
It was. Ramil Frank getting some carries here in place of the one fullback, Aiden Spees. Frank a junior and Spees a freshman, and we've got 3rd and manageable for the Comets. They're really a run team. If you compare, Jalen Johnson has 4 times more running yards than any other back, but we haven't seen him yet.
By the way, the tackle made by Trenton Boldhouse, playing with a huge wrap in his right hand. It looks like a club. Nobody has better success defensively on 3rd down. Avila is going to tuck it and run. Dancing to the outside footwork. Is it enough? He will be stymied as he's brought down at the 34. And a beautiful tackle laterally.
Great job by Owen Graham by not breaking contain, and he was able to hold him in. Calvin sort of bunched on the ball early a couple of times, and they resulted in long plays for Hope. And Owen Graham showing good discipline there, not allowing the play to get around him.
Speaking of Owen, I'm glad you brought him up. 3 times this year he's had games of 2 interceptions. He's 2nd in the nation with 6 picks. 4th and 3 for Olivet. Trying to keep the drive alive with 10:24 and counting. 16 of 34 on the year. Avila, high snap. Pressure, steps up. Diving grab, in and out of the hands at the Hope 17. Had a chance, threw it low towards the carpet, and Hope will take over on downs.
That was a smart play. I mean, it's too far to kick a field goal. You could try to pinch him in, but on a windy day like this, you don't exactly know what a punt's going to do. So
right.
I think that was a good move by the Comets.
So Hope will take over 1st and 10. I want to go back to what you talked about, Scott. I would be remiss if 99% of us here did not have an eye on that Adrian and Alma game.
Oh, are they playing today?
They are playing.
I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I heard. 2 o'clock start, so we'll give you an update on that. A lot of implications as we go along. On 1st and 10, Thole 1 for 1. Hope's had 1 play. They've had 1 touchdown. And here's what I like about Thole, Stoop. He loves going to his running backs, and Cal Motter scoops it up at the 35 for a 2-yard gain.
Good pursuit by Avio Latif on that, number 98, who made Thole flush out of the pocket. But the memo on that is Alex Thole's pretty good at that.
He's pretty good. He does not get rattled. Boy, for a team, malign defense, giving up 50-plus in 4 of their last 5. They've got some good players isolated. The rush defense is good. They got some great pass rushers. And a short gain straight up over left tackle as Motter tries his first carry of the day. And wrapped up by number 92, Dontrell Thomas. He's one of the good ones, Stu. 8.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks coming in.
Yeah, they're big, and they're big on offense, too. That was one thing that Pardonnet had mentioned, that their offensive line is really big. They're new, and they're young, but they're big, as is those guys right in the interior of the D.
3rd and 2, straight drop as Hope wants to fire it in the air. Thole, he's going to have to scramble. He is in trouble, and he just goes down at the 32 as he is wrapped up by a member of the secondary.
Montrail Reed came up from his DB spot to get the initial hit, and what a big moral victory for the Comets there after a really dreary start because
Agreed.
Hope had only run 1 play, and it was a touchdown, and then they shut him down on this drive, 3 and out.
It's a defense that gives up 485 yards a game. Now Noah Dunkel, the sophomore out of Williamston, averaging 36.5 per punt. He had a 52-yarder. Boy, his punting has really improved. Beautiful spiral, and that is McMillan in stride at the 25. Hit high, hit low, and helicopter down at the 32. And Olivet with their 3rd possession of the game. And Hope, like you said, Scott, couldn't get much done on that first true possession. 3 and out, and Olivet just kind of hanging around. 8:30 left in the first.
Well, thanks to Noel Dunkel on his 26th punt of the year. He's been averaging 36, but that put Hope in a much more favorable position Calvin struggled with their kicking game last week, and that paid off for Hope. And Hope, thanks to Mr. Dunkel, is able to make Olivet work with a longer field.
Sturzma always talks about the special teams, kicking, returns, scoring, things of that nature. Left tackle, Olivet will try the rush. And we do not have any definitive answers on why we are not seeing Jalen Johnson. We've seen a steady diet of Mr. Frank. 3 carries, make that 4. Johnson, the leading rusher, former wide receiver now for Olivet, who had a $188 in the loss last week against Albion, has not carried the football. Do not have an injury update, or we're just not privy to that type of information most times. 2nd and 10 from the far hash. H-back right, single setback for Avila in the shotgun. He's worked it all afternoon. Pressured, pass, short as he was being attended to by Liam Danitz. And
Danitz coming in from his left side position. You look at that number 0, and he almost looks like a linebacker, but he's he's fast, and so he's a defensive end who's got like a linebacker or cornerback frame, and that can make for difficult times for a quarterback.
D3 national track star and Danitz, 31st career game, 36.5 tackles for loss and 24 sacks. That's pretty good. 3rd and 10, Olivet in a hole, trailing 7-zip. 28-yard pass from Thole to Caden DeHorn. Has been the only scorer of this game. Hope showing blitz. Avila has time to release. He's got the pass away to his tight end. He goes there a lot, but very short at the 34, and wrapped up by Bullhouse with that club in the right hand and a normal hand in the left hand.
20.
Wow.
Yeah, big play. That'll bring up 4th down. Olivet will have to punt.
Intended receiver Julian Toscano picked it up. 22 grabs for that freshman tight end out of Wyoming High School. That's a lot for a tight end. And punting the football away will be Asen Hawks. He's had a long as 66 this year. Good punter, averaging almost 38. Gavin Reams, leading punt return man in conference, averaging almost 12. Kick is up, not a good punt as they head towards the Hope bench. Gets a Hope bounce, and it's fielded at the 42. Great field position for the orange and blue.
We have about halfway through the first quarter. We're going to take a 30-second break. We are going to be back. You are watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Play action on 1st down. Eli Vanderveen, the junior receiver out of Hudsonville. And Thole threw it a little bit behind. It was a sliding grab. And I was looking at Vanderveen's numbers as he picks up 9, Scott. He's always been a big-time receiver, a little quiet the last few games just due to injuries early on, but he's averaging almost 21 yards of reception in his career.
And if you ask Hawken, he likes his receiving core, but he also likes how well they block.
Indeed. Threading the needle. Holy cow, Travis Myers. How Thole slipped that between 2 white jerseys. He is a magician. 1st down.
Great man coverage by the Comets. Thole really only had 1 throw to make, and it was the one he made. So,
how about the first grab of the day from Myers, the senior out of Forest Hills Northern, playing in his 30th career game. Picks up his 55th career catch. 1st and 10. Hope on the run in a good way from the Olivet 24. Play action left, rolling right. Thole pass over the middle, complete. He's got Vanderveen. He's going to his junior. Big 6'5" frame. He's got the 6'5" Vanderveen and the 6'5" Caden DeHorn, who hauled in the touchdown pass. I'm not a math major, but that's almost 15 feet of receiving size, isn't that, Stoop?
Yeah. I was told there would not be any math
exactly
on the broadcast today. We've got a flag thrown here.
Ineligible lineman downfield, number 77, 5-yard penalty.
No surprise, that play took a long time to develop. Thole had a lot of time, and somebody was sprung. I did not hear the number who that malfeasance was called on. Thank you, Alan Babbitt, Sports Information Director.
Does that mean we're being too loud? Kids, can you keep it down?
I think so.
We're projecting all the way down to the middle of the press box.
He's got Diet Pepsi. It's full of caffeine. I can't help it. 1st and 15 from the far hash. Hope up 7-0. Give. Goike, the freshman out of Orchard Lake St. Mary, averaging over 7 yards a touch, works his way to the 31. Straight up the middle, but a nice stop by Dontrell Thomas once again, who's been a busy cat on that front four for the Comets. 2nd and 12.
Checking out for the Dutch on that play is, let's see who came out. Let's see if I can find him here. Gavin Reams was in on the last play. He's out now. They'll go 3 to the left and 1 to the right.
Johnny Rowan Blanton, leading receiver for Hope Quiet so far today. Trevor Griffiths as well on 2nd and 12. Moving right. Pressure coming from the middle. Thole gauges. He's got a receiver deep. Trevor Griffiths. Oh, a little bit overthrown. Griffiths was able to slip behind the 2 white jerseys. Safety in the cornerback, but too much mustard by the junior Thole.
Good coverage by Bakari Fields, a freshman from Indianapolis. And it'll bring up 3rd down, probably 4 down territory.
This is a young secondary. Bakari, like you mentioned, the freshman out of North Central High School in Indianapolis, but that is a powerhouse athletic program at North Central. They kick out a lot of great athletes. 3rd down and 12. Hope is 64 yards to 45 for Olivet. Hope 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Stepping up Thole. He wants the big ball, and that one off the fingertips of DeHorn. He had a step on the safety. Couldn't haul it in. It'll bring up 4th down.
Looked like a variant of the first play of the game, and so this will bring up 4th down here. Hope College is proud to welcome our alumni H Club members back to campus this weekend. Athletic alumni who competed 1 full season as an intercollegiate team at Hope College are members of the H Club. Turns out Mike Coleman, being the 11th man on the JV team in 1983, doesn't qualify.
It does not. Speaking of qualifying, a 47-yard attempt by Caden Balkin would be a career high. He had a game-winning 45-yarder against Adrian. That was his career high. Does it have enough? That is no good, just a yard short. With a side wind from the west, and Balkin almost knocked it down, but I like the fact that Sturzma gave the senior Balkin a try.
Absolutely, that would have been that was fun to watch. Would have been fun to execute, but boy, that was a solid kick. It was straight enough, but not quite long enough. Olivet will take over on downs.
Well, we know Olivet has had trouble defensively, but they scored 42 in a loss to Albion at Olivet last week. They had almost 500 yards of total offense and a season high 228 yards rushing. That's because Jalen Johnson had a $188 of that, not so much as a loss on 1st and 10.
Kyle Cruson, the junior from Reed City, is the one who's sort of responsible for managing Liam Danitz, and that is a task. Also in there, Caleb Parlberg. So he's kind of got that left side, and that time they came from left to right from Hope's perspective, and that was what snuffed out that play and blew it up.
Boy, pick your poison between Parlberg and Danitz. Parlberg making his 41st career start. He's never not started. Pass complete. 5 orange and blue jerseys on him, but not before Olivet moves the chains. There's a nice pitch and catch to Herbert Crawford.
That was a nice play because he got Bryce Debris just really put the wood to him after the throw, but he was out there in zone coverage and was able to find his man.
By the way, Jalen Johnson did have a carry 2 possessions ago, so that was his first carry. He's the one that lost 3. 1st and 10 from their own 45. After the initial strike, 1 play, 28-yard drive, Olivet's held their own. 1st and 10 from their own 45. They've got an H-back
and
left
Jalen
side,
Johnson.
And Jalen Johnson. Swing pass, Johnson off the fingertips. The former wide receiver couldn't hang in the high pass. It'll bring up 2nd down. Well, the lights are on here today, Scott.
They are.
And another 58-degree day, high of 60, but the wind gust to 35. We'll see if that factors in.
We've got both of our, I don't know what you call them, wagons, mobile homes, whatever they might be. They have rented those out this year in different groups. Macataw Bank, other organizations, and they really have a good time getting their community together. And it's so nice. They're outside. They don't even need the insular.
Exactly. Avila in trouble. He just dumps it incomplete. I had a chance to talk to Johnny Rowan Blanton's, the first down Johnny's father, Aaron. I've known him for a long time. In the Kalamazoo game, he and his wife and some friends had the access to the box. He said it was delightful.
That's awesome.
And he was outside most of the time because the weather's been stellar the last 2 years. Thanks for setting that up, Stu. Third and 10.
Here's something that's not going in the stat book. Patrick Rowland, a defensive lineman, a junior from Lake Orion, made an amazing catch on the sideline on that incomplete play.
How about that?
That was a talented grab by Mr. Rowland.
Scott Vanderstoop, our eye in the sky. Third and 10. Cowbells come out. We need more cowbell. Pass incomplete. Intended for Toscano. Blanket coverage.
Keaton Hendricks, the freshman from Zeeland West, getting that snap and had good coverage, though. Be fourth down. Olivet will have to punt. Hope fans, you're invited to use the new Hope ticketing system in order to order single game tickets, family passes online for upcoming events. League One family winter pass for $30 or $5 for $100. Use the family pass at any event this season or call the Hope College ticket office if you still use a phone. That number is 616-395-7890.
Thank you, sir. Punting situation. Hawks trying to do a better effort, and he does, as Hope's just going to stay away from that. It gets a Comets bounce inside the 20. Rolls out at the 18. Hope will take over first and 10. 7 for Hope, 0 for Olivet. Hope trying to go for their third shutout consecutively.
If you're Olivet, you got to be pleased. You played 13 minutes against what might be the league co-league champion and certainly an NCAA tournament entrant, and they've held them to just that one touchdown on that one play.
Now the shock of that play is long gone now. Hope last year against Olivet, they held Olivet to -2 yards rushing when they had average 238 coming in, and Olivet's had a modicum of success on the ground. First and 10, good hole straight up over center. Rob McAleese leading the way for Cal Motter. It was a solid pickup of 5 for the sophomore out of Lawton.
Well, you might think, Mike Coleman, that the person responsible for doing the fundraising for these trailers would be right on the ground doing the customer relations, former baseball coach Stu Fritz, but you would be wrong. Okay. He sends his greetings from Austria, enjoying his baseball retirement.
Really?
And apparently he's able to fundraise from 6 time zones away. Hey, Coach Fritz, good to have you on board with us today.
First down, Johnny dancing the sidelines, flirting with Olivet territory. And I want to get to Fritz in a minute, but that's a big pitch and catch. Stu Fritz, has he set foot on American soil in the last 3 months? Every time we hear from him, he's out having the finest meats and cheeses. He's in Bavaria, and where is he now?
Lots of stamps on the passport. Hintermost, Austria.
Wow.
That's the name. Unless he was on voice to text and it came out, but Hintermost, Austria.
Have a Grolsch for us, Fritzy, one of the best. Love coach on first and 10, play action. Giving time is Thole. He's got a receiver over the outstretched reaches of Travis Myers. Thole has not been shy about going for the bomb.
And I'm sure if you're Andrew Hawk and you want to see those plays executed, they're giving their chances. You know, you of course want to win this game, but you also want to try out new things in order to get ready for the NCAA.
And to your point, you asked Pete Sturzma point blank, you got to be thinking about postseason. He's like, it's my job as a coach. I worry about that. I have my assistants and the players worry about other things like Olivet, but, you know, these things may pay dividends if they do get to the postseason. Second down and 10, room. Goike on his horse, 30, 25, 20. They're not going to catch him, and the freshman takes it to the house. 5-0, 50-yard saunter by Trey Goike. And just like that, Hope College explodes for a rushing touchdown.
Goike does not have as many attempts as other people, but he has just moved into second place behind Martell for the number of TDs. He's now got 7.
That is an explosive young man. He's a powerful back. He made it to the outside, and he outraced the secondary. As Balkan trying to make it 14-0 inside 2 minutes left in the first. Boy, we talked about that last week. You've got the Swiss Army knife with Martell and Goike and Cal Motter, and then you've got Noah Dunkel, Mike Murphy comes in. That is just a nice starting five basketball reference of running backs to throw at somebody.
Indeed, and it causes opponents lots of problems because there are lots of challenges. Hope College on the year has had 18 players carry the ball for Hope on a rushing attempt compared to just 11 for Olivet. Both teams have shown lots of receiving options, but to your point, 21 Hope players have caught passes, 17 for Olivet, so they're clearly a passing team. But with those kinds of options, it's going to make somebody spend a lot of time in film and game preparation, whoever Hope's opponent might be in the NCAA tournament, if things continue to go as planned here from Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. 1:29 to go. Hope with 2 scores. And we are ready for another kickoff from Mr. Cooper Clark.
Big boot. That one will sail through the end zone. How about 4 plays, 82 yards, 50-yard scamper by Trey Goike. That's not even his longest rush of the year. He did a 55-yarder against Loris in week 1. And Olivet reeling.
Lots of options, a big call sheet for Coach Hawken. More than 500 students participate in Hope's athletic program each year. Our athletes and coaches are passionate about using sport, academic, and service to shape their time at Hope. You can join their team by making a gift to the Orange and Blue Fund. Gifts are used to enhance the student-athlete experience, as well as providing access to college for all Hope students. That's hope.edu/orange and blue.
Thank you, Stu. Passing the flat, almost picked off. Keaton Hendricks going for open grains of artificial turf. Is that pass intended for Johnson out of the flat, out of the secondary? It'll be incomplete.
Amber waves of carpet? Is that how it goes?
Amber waves of synthetic turf, yes. How about this number, Stu? You talked about Jake Pardnay and his defense. Defense has allowed an average of 116 total yards of defense in the last 2 games combined. That's incredible.
All the while, 26-41 total offense.
Johnson up over the center, breaks the tackle, drags a would-be tackler with him.
He's Olivet's version of the Swiss Army knife. He was the intended receiver on that one that Hendricks blew up, and then they give him the ball on just a straight off tackle to the left side on the second play.
3rd and 8 for Olivet. He certainly is. I can see why they'd use him out of the backfield in the running back situation.
Jake Punches checks in, as does Owen Graham for this 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. Toscano, the tight end, lines up in the H-back with one on the slot near side, right side. Avila looks left, throws right, and the wide receiver moving in the opposite direction. That'll fall incomplete.
Bryce Debris came from his linebacker spot on just a partial delayed blitz and really put the wood to Avila, and that'll be 4th down.
Intended receiver was Caleb Rudd out of Spring Arbor, and Avila 4 of 10, a tough start. Came in at just 58%. But now another punting situation for the Olivet Comets.
60 yards passing for for rushing so far, 86 for Hope through the air.
Boy, the rush is on. That was almost blocked. Reams. Nice open field tackle and special teams as Caden Menard wraps up Reams for no gain, but starting at the 35 for Hope.
How about this, Mike Coleman? We got a VIP in the house, none other than the velvety voice of Arlen Gaddy.
Oh my goodness.
Who's going to be taking over public address for Tom Davillard, because apparently Tom Davillard's got a basketball game to coach or something today.
I was talking to Dav, he's like, you got basketball, you got football, you got volleyball, you got all these sports, and Dav, assistant coach, a long time with the men's basketball program, he's like, well, I love whole football. I hope we go all the way to the championship, but doesn't make my job any easier. Thole in the play action. Wide open. Nice grab by Myers. Hauls it in at the 49. 1st down, Flying Dutchman.
Nice stick by Oren McCrae, sophomore from Farmington High School, but not before a 14-yard pickup, 1st and 10.
Stoop, this is an Olivet defense, third in conference with 22 sacks, but this front five for the Flying Dutchman are really providing a lot of pressure for Alex Thole as we go to the end of the first quarter.
We finished the first frame. Hope scored twice. They lead 14-0. We are going to take a break. You are watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Hope College on a roll on their fourth possession of the day. We mentioned Arlen Gaddy. One of my favorite students of all time was his daughter Angelique, who's now the athletic director at West Catholic, which led me to do a little digging this morning. It turns out, listen to this, what do these schools have in common? Unity Christian, Hudsonville, Saline, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Dexter, EGR, Zeeland West, DeWitt, De La Salle Collegiate, Goodrich, Dearborn Divine Child, West Catholic, Schoolcraft, and Glen Lake. The answer after this play.
That's a tough one. Pass incomplete.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass as it hit the ground.
Couple low throws by
2nd and 10.
Thole in this one.
So that got. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to. It's a tease. Coach Sturzman thought it was a catch. We can take a look at it here. One of the things that will be interesting, Mike Coleman, is if we do host an NCAA tournament, the host school is going to have to decide whether we want to have replay for the officials. And one option is we might have a friend up here watching, and Freddie and his crew will have lots of opportunities to possibly go to replay to make a decision in the game.
How about that? We'll be at ground zero for all that.
We will. The other option is they can do it from the coach's iPad on the field. So that's something that our boss Freddie Velasquez is gonna. That's why he gets paid to decide what. He's already shaking his head like, yeah, I don't know if I want that. I got enough to do.
5-yard pickup by Motter. By the way, Hope and Adrian come in tied for second in the MIAA Alma at 6-0. We'll keep an eye on those games today. Pass is complete. Nice pickup by Johnny Rowan Blanton. Picked it off the turf, and Thole finds him for Blanton. That is his second grab of the day. First down, Flying Dutchman.
His first one was for 28. That one was for about 15, 1st and 10. So back to my trivia question there. Those schools, they all as of last night, a few of them did lose. They are all still in the MHSAA playoffs, and they all have at least one Hope College Flying Dutchman on the roster.
How about that? That's a great trivia question.
Great testament to the recruiting of Hope College from the best schools in the state.
Indeed. Thole, 7 of 11. In trouble, trying to dance out of trouble. Gets a seam at the 30, 25. He gets a block from Lumen downfield. Racing for the near pylon. And Thole offended at the 5, making lemonade out of lemons as he was dead to rights at the Olivet 40.
And he had about 4 times he could have skidded to a stop, and he just kept going. It looked like a little bit of playground football near the end, and he still decided to take a lick. He was willing to take the contact from Montrell Reed, who hit him hard, but not until Thole puts us 1st and goal at the 4.
How about that nice stutter step by Thole in the replay? Great camera on the near side by our crew. And Thole averaging under 3 yards a carry. That includes sacks. He's been sacked 16 times this year. So that doesn't indicate what a good runner he is. Hope in business, 1st and goal. Slant, right tackle, Seth Lumen, the H-back with the touchdown rush. The all-conference H-back from last year. How about that strategery by offensive coordinator Andrew Hawken as Hope pounds it in for 6.
Little inside counter play. First rush for Mr. Lumen. That's pretty good touchdown efficiency. 1 carry, 4 yards, 1 TD.
I love these wrinkles that we are seeing from Andrew Hawken. In his 9 years as the offensive coordinator, Hope has averaged 38 points per game in his tenure. Just underway 2nd quarter. Falcons kick is up on the hold from Johnny Rowan Blanton. And with 12:50 left in this first half, Hope 21, Olivet looking to score.
I think one of the things I really like about the Hope coaching staff, first of all, they've been together a long time. As you know, I've got coaches in my family, and it's hand to mouth. You know, you never know where your next job's coming from, and they've committed to Hope. But what I like about it is they all play different roles. Hunter Thompson is the positive energy giver on the O-line. Pardney and Hawkins are the scheme guys. They're just, you know, they're always finding ways to develop schemes to answer the opponents. And then Sturzman's the culture builder. He's the energy giver, and it makes a great complement. You don't need a scheme guy as your head coach if you've got scheme guys as your coordinator, but if you've got more energy givers and recruiters as your coordinators, maybe you want your head coach to be a scheme guy. It's not that Sturzman doesn't know it, but he knows his role. He goes, I'm here to build the culture. I'm the leader of the program. And he's hired great people around him to play those complementary roles. And I think that's why they've been so successful.
I couldn't agree more. And you know, you talked about Andrew Hawkins. You wouldn't even know he's in the room. He's such a quiet guy, very engaging when you talk to him, but he just goes about his business, thinking about these things, and we're so fortunate.
I was teasing him. I said, you know, if you didn't know better, you'd think you're a member of the chain gang.
I'm here to work the chains. There's a return by Frank on a squib kick as Frank brings it up to the 41. First and 10 for Olivet. Olivet looking for some answers. They had a nice drive, their second possession, Scott, but really not much since then.
Hope's yet to give up a touchdown. It's been a while since we've given one up, but just to finish my thought on Hawkins, he came with a football resume. It's not like it's not like we brought off the chain game. He played at Michigan State, got snaps there, played at Granville High School, and who was his? We got a timeout from Hope. We'll take a break here in just a second. Who was his training camp roommate? We are going to answer that after this, but we are going to take a break. There's a timeout on the field. Hope leads 21-0 over Olivet. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Our students act as beacons of hope for their community. They lead with courage, conviction, patience, and strength. They're ready to change the world.
Hope College on defense leading 21-0. Last time they allowed a touchdown was the second quarter of the Adrian game on October 25th.
All true, 11 straight quarters. Airing it out as Avila. He's got a receiver contact in the secondary as that pass intended for Caleb Rudd, but good coverage. Trenton Boldhouse in coverage with help from one of the safeties.
And the last time Hope allowed a touchdown at Ray and Sioux, third quarter of the Kalamazoo game on October 18th, when to be fair, the score was already 42-0. So this has been an impressive second half defense, second half of the season defense.
Wowza, that is incredible. We talked about Hope's back-to-back shutouts in 1978. Open field run, good dash by Frank as he flirts with the first down marker, but back to my point, Hope had back-to-back shutouts, but they had two home games a week, 2 weeks apart, and in that middle game, Adrian shut Hope out 7-0, so there's 3 straight shutouts, but Hope owned 2 of them in the victories.
Third and short. This is the first third and short that Hope has been tested on, and the Cowbells are out right at midfield.
1 of 5 on the day for Olivet in third down efficiency. Hope showing 5 on the line. Rolling near side, Avila looking for a short pass and leveled as Herbert Crawford as laying the wood, but not before Olivet picks up a first down. That was Keaton Hendricks with a vicious shot.
And credit the receiver, number 3, Herbert Crawford from Pahokee, Florida, where it's anticipated it will be in the low 80s, coming out here in the high 50s and holding on after a big boom by Keaton Hendricks.
That's so tough to do. And I don't know if he knew he was going to get hit hard, but his back was away from Hendricks. On 1st and 10, inside Hope side of the field. Flea flicker. A handoff to the running back. Throwing deep to Rudd, and that was Jalen Johnson with the touchdown pass. wide receiver slash running back and now slash quarterback as Olivet with trickery and they score.
Jalen Johnson, the all-purpose Swiss Army knife for the Olivet Comets, found Caleb Rudd. And the first thing I thought is, wow, that's a backward pass. I really hope he holds on to it. Well, he held on to it for just a second, and then he let it rip. The first touchdown that Hope has given up since October 25.
40-plus yard touchdown, and I like the fact that Johnson was able to air it out. That kick is blocked. That can be returned for 2 points. Get him, Rock! Heading coast to coast. 50, 45. One of the receivers for Olivet giving chase. And taking it to the house.
Is it Austin Harvey?
Austin Harvey, all
Kick into the end zone.
conference. We got a flag at the.
I hope we don't have a hold.
Oh,
we do.
my.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating. Coach Sturzma is airing his grievances with the head linesman there.
Boy, you had open field, and I know that the Olivet player was bearing down on Harvey.
Let's see what Greg Santilli has to say if he turns his mic on. I think they're going to have a discussion about it. I wonder if they're going to keep this flag on the ground.
Here's the call.
Personal foul. 0 of the return team. That's a 15-yard penalty added to the kick.
Montrail Reed, the culprit out of Lake Odessa, the junior.
So, wait a minute. Did they call it? They called it on Hope, I think. They pointed in the direction of Hope. And
Oh, they called on Liam Danitz. Thank you,
that's
Alabama
why we're not going
Sports
to get the
Information
points.
Director. Montrail Reed wearing 0 for Olivet.
I
Liam
couldn't
Danitz
figure out
wearing
which
0.
way he pointed. It's like, well, all right. Okay. Well, that clarifies it, as Hope will not get that 2-point PAT conversion return, and so instead we are going to have a kickoff, and that penalty on Hope will be assessed on the kickoff. Anchor partners for today, Hope College Athletics, would like to thank the following anchor partners for their generous support of our athletic programs: Gentex Corporation, Holland BPW, Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics, Lighthouse Title Group, LVZ Financial Planning, and XYZ Motors. There's an XYZ Motors right on the way to the airport. I didn't know they had a shop right there in GR. You
Holland's
know that?
Airport or GR?
No, I don't fly out. I don't have my I sold my private jet. I fly out of Gerald R. Ford International.
I drive.
Great camera work there. I want to thank, we got a chance. That's great replay. Thanks to Audra Woolman for our replay work. Jake Johnson, our student director, he is dialed in and focused after 5 hours of volleyball last night. All of these folks answering the bell. Genesis Lambrick on close-up. Kenny Evans worked match 1 for me last night on wide shot, and Emma Urich on field camera, who so ably handles, along with our boss, Freddie Velasquez, El Jefe, those Sturzma interviews, and we really enjoy those. So now I'm a little confused. Oh, yeah, so Olivet's going to kick off.
Right.
And they're going to get to kick off from the 50.
And we saw the replay. Liam Danitz, it was just a 2-arm shove to an Olivet player. The Olivet player knocked down a referee. And I don't know, maybe it was considered a back block or a blindside block. But it is what it is. 21-6. Trey Brugerman, touchdown rush by Adrian. The last touchdown allowed by Hope College in the second quarter at Adrian, a Hope win.
Officiating crew today: Gregory Santilli, wearing the white hat, Darrell Davis, Brian Gook, Mike Heath, Leo St. Amour, Timothy Collick, Adam Babcock, and Matt Riley.
While we have a moment, some games going on today. Calvin can guarantee a winning season even with a loss. They're at Albion today. They're all alone in 4th place, and that will be where they will finish in conference, and Trine hosting Kalamazoo. Trine at 4-5, Kalamazoo at 4-5. Winner of that one, good for 5th place. Another deep kick. Gavin Reams will let it roll as Hope battling now an ambitious Sun. Sun has made its appearance off to our right.
Yeah, my sunglasses were sitting on my dining room table as I made my 90-second walk from my house to the Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. I thought, I'm not going to need those today.
Well,
that's the only mistake I've made all day.
You know what John Wooden said, Scott? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Oh, gosh. Now you're calling me out with Wooden speak? I
like,
don't stand a chance.
I like yours one from last week. Gentlemen, it's Purdue.
That's all you need to say if you're
Gentlemen,
Indiana.
It's Purdue. So,
Indiana, that football powerhouse.
Speaking of a powerhouse, how about Calvin 36, Albion 10 as the Knights trying to reel from that 52-0 whitewash. Good bit of patience by Cal Motter as he's brought down in the secondary, but not before being upended at his own 35 and a pickup of 9.
Following his blockers, led by Kemper Millis, and nice play. I asked Andrew Hawken, I said, so would you rather have an opponent that's, you know, maybe with a better record or maybe playing for something? He said, no. He said, I'm happy to have the tough stuff behind, and not to say that this is necessarily a done deal, but, you know, to be playing Alma or Adrian right now as you're thinking about as the NCAA. He said, no, he said, this is a good chance for us to work on our play sheet and to work on our execution, like that one there, the first down Johnny?
First down Johnny, and second and 1, it was a beautiful play action, and first down Johnny had a seam on Bakari Fields, and Thole took that low snap and hit him. That is a great sleight of hand play on second and 1. You give it a shot. You always have third and short.
Do you know the family well enough to call him first down, Johnny?
I do, because Aaron, I'll call John's dad Aaron because we're on a first name basis. He said, hey, we call him touchdown Johnny. It's good enough for our broadcast. First and 10, flip pass. Johnny, Rowan, Blanton, near side. Almost broke a collision tackle by Bakari Fields, but he's upended, but not before he makes his way to the red zone for the Flying Dutchman with his 4th grab of the day. Look at this replay, Stu.
The block by Caden DeHorn is not going in the box score, but look at that. Thank you, Audra Woolman. Great replay. Caden DeHorn, the junior from Caledonia, made that play happen.
Chunk yardage by Johnny. Rowan Blanton, 4 grabs, flirting with the 100-yard mark. He's got 90 reception yards. Hope with 271 total yards. Thole, time, now flushed, backs up, still with time. My goodness. And he just flings it away. He had Motter in the vicinity, but tremendous pressure by Dontrell Thomas.
Actually, I think Motter was actually helping him on the block. I don't know who was downfield, but Cal Motter pulled his hands up like, I don't want to get called for a block in the back, and the Olivet player went down, but Motter was able to avoid the what Mike Coleman might call the malfeasance.
That's right. Yeah, no malfeasance, which is remarkable. Corey Cheatham, the freshman out of Monroe, Virginia for Olivet, joining Thomas in that pressure. Second down and 10. Thole 9 of 14 on the day. Sticking to the ground. Motter hit low, hit high, dives forward. Cheatham on the tackle, but Motter creeps his way inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Hope up comfortably 20-6.
We'll see what Andrew Hawken pulls up here from his call sheet. I never did answer the Coleman Vandersloot trivia question. Who was Andrew Hawkins' training camp roommate? It's a guy you might have heard of. His name is Kirk Cousins.
Is that right?
Yeah, they played together at MSU.
I hear he's an up-and-coming young quarterback.
I think he's got a good upside.
Goike, straight up the gut, touchdown! Second rush of the day. He had the touchdown department for the freshman Goike. How about that? Nice drive, doing parts of that big receiving effort by Johnny Rowan Bland on 2 straight grabs, and Goike does the rest. Nice push from left guard Kemper Millis, the senior from Muskegon Mona Shores.
So Goike has only carried the ball 3 times. I'm waiting for my stats to refresh. And he has 3 carries, 61 yards, 2 TDs, and a 50-yarder. Not bad.
Balkin bangs it through, 28-6. You know, you're a freshman, Trey Goike. He comes in, he gets a career-high 92 against Loras on the road, and he's just one of those guys. He doesn't need a lot of carries to get productivity.
Student manager Andrew Ticey helping him out there on the sidelines, exhorting him to a higher level of excellence. Great job, Hope. They lead 28-6. We are going to take a break. You are watching Hope Football.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Welcome back. Audra Woolman on replay, pulling double duty because, I don't know, Freddie's on a coffee break or some basketball game or some silly thing going on. Mike Coleman, the mic is yours.
Thank you, sir. Another big booming kick by the Hope special teams. Updated scores, we talked about Calvin. They lead Albion 36-17. Just underway third quarter. Kalamazoo and Trine battle for 5th place in the MIAA. It's the Hornets on the road so far. Early in the second quarter, 14-10 over the Trine Thunder. And we're waiting that Adrian-Alma game to start at 2 o'clock.
So if Adrian were to defeat Alma, the first tie break, as I read the manual, is overall record. And since Alma has more losses, they would drop down. They would be the first eliminated. And then it would become head-to-head between the two remaining. Hope beat Adrian. And so the automatic qualifier would go to Hope.
Actually, I think it would go to Adrian. Well, we beat Adrian for sure, but Alma beat us. I was, you know, it's very difficult as the pass is incomplete. I think I got this on my notes because I can't remember squat, and I'll try and get to that. But a Hope loss would mean no playoffs. Oh, and Adrian would get the at-large bid. Yes, if Adrian wins, you're right. If Hope wins, Hope would get the automatic qualifier. And that would create
if Adrian beats out.
Correct. Yes, thank you. Jalen Johnson out of the backfield.
You see, you thought your second chair was a dumb guy. Why don't you just leave it to me?
Oh.
I'm in charge. I'm the vice president in charge of the research department. Although nobody prepares better than you do.
Well, like I always say, I make up for talent with voracious game prep. It pays to have colorful pens, so it makes it easy to understand for me. Like the Gar Animals of game prep. 3rd and 5, Johnson on the 5-yard pickup on the reception. Hope up 28-6 with 7:38 left in the first half. 2-step drop as Bezo levels Avila in and out of the hands of the linebacker, and that is Colton Skur would have had the pick.
And I don't think there was a receiver I think it was number 55 who was closest to the ball, and he would have not have been an eligible receiver, so I'm not sure that play would have worked anyway.
Yeah, it was Marcus Davis, the left guard.
Another Floridian, Dunbar High School in Fort Myers.
Yeah, they got a few. They lost a few too, from our understanding. On 4th down, Asen Hawks, 38-yard average coming in. Decent kick. Fair catch by Gavin Reams, looking up into that sun, and had to reach over his head, but Hope will start 1st and 10. Looking at the numbers in this one, Hope has just methodically worked their day was down the field with some good drives, and they also had that bang-bang play on their first and only play of that opening drive.
Well, if you're playing fall sports in November, it's a good thing. If you're playing meaningful football in November, and that's what's happening. The other thing that's happening is our volleyball team is going for their 3rd MIAA conference tournament final today in the last 4 years, and they will play the Knights of Calvin University at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, Scott will have the call on that as the pass on a wheel route to Cal Modern, in and out of the hands around the 50.
And I don't think Freddie's on a coffee break. I think he's actually over at DeVos.
There's a lot going on today.
You know, last night, as soon as Hope defeated Trine in straight sets, everybody started working, taking the net down. Freddie brought in a second mic and headset because they're going to play men's basketball 3, and then right at 4:50 or whatever, they're going to start putting everything back up because the crowd will start to gather for that big battle of the Titans at 7 o'clock.
Motter off left tackle, close to the first down marker. Men's basketball at 3 o'clock. Matt Weiner and Casey Rutledge on the call on the Anchor Network, so you got a plethora of choices. Stoop's going to be calling volleyball tonight.
I am currently on cough drop therapy, as we had 2 last night. And Coleman, you're earning your living too. You had the Grand Rapids Gold game last night. No, Thursday night.
Thursday.
You got another one tonight, so you got a doubleheader.
Yeah, I got a race to Grand Rapids, and I don't drive fast.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And then you got a 3 o'clock.
Tomorrow, we get the matinee. Yeah, 4 games in 4 days, and how many for you in your stretch?
Yeah, 4 games in 2, but volleyball's shorter than basketball.
It's hard to spend all the money we make when you're working so much, as I like to say.
Well,
so.
I've got some cash on hand since we've sold the my ownership of the Anchor Network executive jet.
Second down and 7. I remember back in the day, I was in the restaurant business, and I sold some equipment to Founders, and they were struggling. It's a big-time brewery in Grand Rapids. They didn't have the funds, so I had to yank it out there, and I should have asked for 1%.
Absolutely.
I didn't have the vision, but we digress. Second down and 7. Griffiths in motion, far side, left side for Thole. One running back in his hip, Lumen, who's had his first career touchdown rush, providing a block downfield for Trevor Griffiths, the sophomore out of Stevensville Lakeshore. He has enough for a first down, and Hope keeps the drive alive.
Give credit. Griffiths is fast.
He's fast.
And he was able, and let's see, the DB Wendell St. Louis, freshman again from Naples, all these South Florida kids, and he was able to catch Griffiths, and it's to hold it to a third down.
Yeah, they're gonna mark, thanks, Scott. Sorry, they're going to mark him down short. 22nd grab of the day for Griffiths. He's a sophomore out of Stevensville Lakeshore. Check that. 3rd and 1. Straight up the middle. Hit in the backfield. Motter breaks the tackle. Second effort. We'll see where they mark it, but he was able to elude a loss, and I think that's going to move the chain gang down to the 43 of Olivet.
Yep. He avoided the first contact, and whoever it was on the left side, I think it might have been number 90, Ryan Ball. Nope, the other 90.
Oh, Cheatham. Yes.
Another freshman. This is a young team. And that time, Dutch were able to break free of the tackle. 1st and 10 at the 43.
I'm impressed with Cheatham. Like you said, just a freshman. He's been very active. He did not start the game. By the way, that last drive for Hope, 6 plays, 75 yards, 2 grabs by Johnny Rowan. Thole with a home run ball. And that one is picked off. Aaron McCray with his 3rd career interception. And the sophomore out of Farmington Hills, Michigan. Possibly an underthrown ball intended for Travis Myers.
Yeah, it was probably one of the very few sort of throwing errors you'll see from Alex Thole. Had great coverage that time by Olivet. And that is the first turnover for Hope, and Olivet will take over.
Hope 2nd in the league in fewest turnovers. That's just their 10th of the year, but Thole doesn't throw any picks, Duke. Just 4 on the year. That was his 4th. He's in the upper echelon in D3 football as far as fewest interceptions thrown. The weakest field position for Olivet. They begin at their own 13, but they'll take it as Hope is on the move. Play action. Avila, he wants his receiver far side, and that one is complete to Crawford, who's been very busy as he's knocked out, but not before providing Olivet with first down, number 6.
Crawford with 4 receptions on the day. And that's going to give him 41 total yards, and 1 each for Rudd, Johnson, Frank, and Toscano. So it's been Crawford so far.
Yeah, Crawford, just 6 grabs coming in. The freshman wide receiver, 1st and 10 from their own 28. Hope staring into a sun. Got a side wind coming from behind the press box, right behind us. Good run on first down, trying to get a block downfield and getting so as an active downfield block by Kyle Cruzan, this junior out of Reed City, the center, provides a 7-yard gain for Olivet.
Jacob Pardonnet, the defensive coordinator, was very cautious. He said, you know, this team was young. They weren't great in the first half of the year, but I know the record doesn't say it's due, but they are playing better, and we need to be ready. They have weapons, and they are showing it in pieces,
and
they're
getting some seams on that offensive line. A team that averages only 3 yards per rush. That one they try the left side is Andrew Clark. He's a freshman out of Tampa, Florida, another Floridian. 2-yard pickup by, that was Johnson. As I noticed too that Romel Frank Another running back, I didn't see how the play started. Maybe he's in an H-back position. Trying to provide some help for Johnson. 3rd and 1.
There's enough time on the clock here. Olivet, if they can sustain the drive, they can be within scoring position. They will need to get a little more efficient after the 2-minute timeout.
Agreed. Their longest play, though, has only been 38 yards on the year. They're not a big chunk play. That one almost picked off into the hands of the receiver for Olivet. I don't know who had first touch on that. Maybe it was Hendricks.
I think Colton Skur might have been the linebacker who had a hand on it. And wow, nice reaction play by Olivet, 1st and 10.
It was, you're right. I saw the replay, Stoop. That was Skur missing his 2nd chance for an interception. That would have been his 1st of his career. And Jalen Johnson with the grab, give him 2. And Olivet with 3 first downs on this drive. It started at their 13. They're flirting with the middle of the field on 1st and 10, working quickly. They've got 3 timeouts left. Avila, contact near side. Lorenzo Beatty with blanket coverage. And that is intended for Rashawn Mercier. The leading receiver with 50, he's been blank so far today. And the Olivet coaching staff to our right is hot.
Yeah, they wanted a flag on that. I thought that was pretty good play by VT. We are going to take a break. We're at the 2-minute timeout, 1:58 to go. Hope with a commanding lead. We'll be back. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Hope students come from diverse backgrounds, ready to create an environment where truth is sought, all voices are amplified, and challenges are met with determination and confidence. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Special thanks to Jake Johnson, our student director, Audra Woolman on replay, Genesis Lambrick on close-up cam, Kenny Evans on the wide shot, and Emma Urich on our field cam. And I got to tell you, Coleman, as excited as the players, as our staff was, they did a great job, and we're getting another A team here. I think the morale's much higher here. It's a 1 o'clock kick, it's sunny, and it's 30 degrees warmer.
Agreed. It was
Travis Miedema from Unity Christian was up there. He goes, I got to come down. It's freezing.
I felt so bad for those kids.
We had to loan them our gloves.
I had another pair with the fingertips cut off. I should have volunteered. Passes complete and wrapped up as Hendricks with the wrap-up tackle for Mercier, the leading receiver out of Detroit, Martin Luther King, with his first grab of the day for 7.
Another 3rd down opportunity for Olivet.
Oh, not a snowball in sight today, Stoop.
Absolutely not. 7 first downs for Olivet, 12 for Hope. They're looking for their 8th here.
Showing some good moments on offense. 3rd down, stacked receivers 3 side, 3 to the near side. Avila's had time. Now he's got to dump it complete. 1st down, but a good open field tackle.
Micah Bush came on the blitz from the middle, and not before Avila could find the receiver in the area that Bush vacated.
Yeah, that was a great read by Avila. That one complete as Olivet airing it out now. By the way, that last tackle was by Bolthouse, the sophomore, whose dad's Zeeland West team took it on the chin last night at Lowell in playoff and regional action.
You can cover that. You can read about that story with a subscription to the Holland Sentinel, written by our very own man to our left, Mr. Dan Diadana, the hardest working man in print journalism.
You know, I read it online, and I had him autograph my laptop right over all my information. It's timeless. I'll never use it again.
As you should. Sell it on eBay.
2nd and 5. Avila in trouble, and he's going to go down for the first time. First sack of the day. Liam Danitz. And Jake punches. Finish him off. For Danitz, sack number 13. Leads the MIAA, 2nd in the nation in that department. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Olivet's going to use a little time management here. They're going to call a timeout. Jalen Johnson had to fight off Danitz in a one-on-one blocking situation, and he had to come up for the backfield, and he just really wasn't ready for it. And he probably held him, but I think the official kept the flag in their pocket because Danitz kind of fought off the play, and so it's a little bit like in soccer.
Appreciated the effort.
Play on.
How about an early update? 9 plays for Alma, opening touch of that game up at Balke Field. 3rd and 16, Carter St. John, the All-American quarterback, throws an incompletion. On 4th and 16, Alma picks up the first down on a pitch right, and they're on the move as they fight their way down to the Adrian 14-yard line. No score in that one. 4th and 16, Stoop.
You know, I am not going to tell Coach Sturzma that you are paying so much attention, because he says we have a standard here at Hope College football, and we are focused on Olivet. We are going 1-0 against Olivet, Mike Coleman.
I don't do many things well, but I can multitask. But my wife Tamara might disagree vehemently, but 3rd and 9.
I'm sorry, people don't pay what to you?
Exactly. 3rd down, complete. Good snag behind the receiver. Wrapped up, he's going to be short. Wade Brashears, the freshman, with his first grab out of Sanford, Florida, another Florida player.
Coach Eider is going to call his second timeout. It's his first season here. He's got a good pedigree. He spent some time in Division I as a quality analyst, QC, as they say in the business. It's kind of the entry level in Division I in pro coaching. I know it well, as I've watched a member of my family kind of journey through that tough coaching and tough coaching journey, and he has made his way to Olivet as his first head coaching position, so congratulations to him. He's got a young team, and I'm sure that he's hoping many of them come back and they will be better next year under his leadership.
Is that a recent position? Because Trent Figg did the same thing with the University of Oregon, but up until recently I didn't know a position like that existed.
Yeah, I would say it's relatively new. It's often called QC or assistant to the assistant, and it depends on different teams have different calls for them or different position descriptions, but most of them call them QC. They do a lot of data analytics. They're often, most of them are in the booth. Some of them are on the field during games, but they do a lot of work on just kind of prepping plays and telling the coordinators and the position coaches what to do next under certain situations. A lot of prep.
Good stuff. 4th and 6. Olivet's going to try and go for it. Avila dancing, has time, pointing, fires that one in traffic. Picked off! Intercepted by the Flying Dutchman. Bryce Debris picks up his 7th career interception, the senior, out of DeWitt.
Everyone's kind of paused. I don't see a flag.
I don't either.
Oh, way down here. Look at that. The Hope players are in the way.
What yard line have we seen this flag?
I think about the 27, farther than that.
Defense.
Oh my goodness.
10-yard penalty.
Defensive holding on Lorenzo Vitti.
First down.
I saw Coach Sturzma put both hands up with palms facing outward, saying, look, don't go, don't leave. And I think he probably saw that was coming. Coach Jacob Pardnay getting clarification on that, and he sends in the defensive signal. So the Hope defense getting an opportunity. Let's look at this as an opportunity to test themselves under an important situation. Something they'll need to do either next week or the week after, depending on who gets the bye.
Well, it's 7-0 Alma over Adrian early in the first quarter, and it's 28-6 Hope with the lead as Olivet with their best drive of the day, 1st and 10 via the penalty. And Avila's had time, that's for sure. That pass is picked off. Short pass, intercepted. Colton Skur, 3rd time's a charmer. And the senior out of South Christian High School finally gets his first pick of his 4-year career.
What a great opportunity on senior day. And Hope will probably, I think, just run it out here with 38 seconds to go. They got a pretty long field in front of them. They have a commanding lead. We want to thank our anchor partners for their generous support of our athletic program. Gentex Corporation, Holland BPW. If you live in the city of Holland, you can do that Energy 101 audit. I strongly encourage it. It was great for us. Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics, Lighthouse Title, LVZ Financial Planning, and XYZ Motors.
Thank you, Scott. 3 receivers, 2 in the slot. Hope's going to be aggressive as Cal Motter dances out of bounds after being forced out by Palman, the fine linebacker out of Comstock Park for Olivet. Moves the chains. 33 seconds left. Scott, you got 2 timeouts if you're Hope. I would not be surprised if they at least tried to get position for a Balkan extra point try. As the wind, though, moving right to left as far as Hope's vantage point.
Who predicted they were just going to down it?
Well, we can only suppose, but now with Andrew Hawken at the helm running the offense. Stepping up is Thole. Wide open. Caden DeHorn with another grab. inside Olivet territory. Great move by the junior as he is forced out at the 45. And just check that, 10 seconds off the clock, first down for the Flying Dutchman.
He beat let's see, he beat the tackle by Aaron McCray, and then I think it was eventually maybe Wendell St. Louis who had to come in and make the tackle, push him out of bounds.
First down, Hope, 318 yards of total offense. Thole, receiver, in stride. Touchdown, Flying Dutchman, in for 6. I believe that is Trevor Griffiths with a beautiful strike on a dime. 4th touchdown grab of the year for Trevor, and for Alex Thole, threading the needle once again. How about that? They go 80-plus yards in about 4 plays, and they extend that lead to 34-6. That was a thing of beauty.
That's 80. Yeah, that was 80. It started on their 20, didn't it?
80 yards. Falcon up. He had 51 extra points coming into this game. And tack another 5. The all-time PAT leader, and Hope College striking late. That can really take the wind out of your sails, Scott, if you're an Olivet team.
3 plays, 80 yards, 22nd time of possession. Eclipsed only by the first drive of the first half. 1 play, 28 yards, 6 seconds time of possession. Both of them ending in touchdowns. The other touchdowns started on punts from Olivet and ended in touchdowns. And that is the 5th score of the day for Hope College. Hope College is proud to welcome back our alumni H Club members back to campus. Athletic alumni who completed 1 full season as an intercollegiate team at Hope College are members of the H Club and entitled to a blanket. If you do not have a blanket, email Athletic Director Tim Schoonveld and he will provide one for you. I bet he's going to be happy that I just said that. I actually have no idea if he has any extra blankets. I know that of the 5 people in the Vanderstoop house, 4 of them have blankets, and I'll give you one guess who doesn't.
That's a serious speculation, Scott. I'm just saying.
No, there's no speculation. I don't have a blanket.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the masses.
But I'm not a member of the H Club. Yeah, I don't know.
That'd be like the Lobes and Fishes trick.
Exactly. Could be. Might be blankets only for current H Club members.
Exactly. Did you pay your dues? By the way, I have a big-time clarification. I apologize to the Olivet fans. Charlie Grant's been in really the second quarter for Olivet. He's 8 of 16. He threw that interception. Daniel Avila, 4 of 9. So I completely missed that. This broadcaster's fault as we see how they line up. And they will have Charlie Grant out of Charlotte on 1st and 10 from their own 25. And looking at the numbers for Grant on the year, 55% passer, 179 yards a game. Rolling, Grant trying to make something happen. He's got a wide open receiver, and that is the running back fighting for position up to the 45.
Pass is complete.
And that is Frank with his second grab of the day. So Olivet trying to make something happen.
Yeah, it was a tough decision there because now Olivet has to take their final timeout. He was right near.
Right. 7 seconds.
He was right near the sideline. He would have had to have given up 5 or 6 yards, but he probably could have figured out a way to get out of bounds. But, you know, players like to get the yards that they can get. And
I agree.
So that was a tough call, but now that does leave Olivet with no timeouts. Ball on their own 45-yard line.
Well, Coach Eric Whiter in his first year, he's an Albion grad. He won 2 MIAA titles with the Britons. But, you know, he inherited such a young team. Only 2 starters return on offense, no starters return on defense. Complete overhaul. But you talked about his experience with the University of Florida. He was 11 years at Michigan Tech, 7 years as the head coach at Muskingum in a very tough conference. And I think Olivet's pointed in the right direction.
Michigan Tech produced some coaches of some renown, including passing game coordinator at the Miami Dolphins, Mr. Bobby Slowick, formerly the offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. Now, whether Mr. Slowick is the passing game coordinator for the Dolphins at the end of the year, I suppose is another matter. But yeah, he has risen to the highest levels of coaching. Those Michigan Tech grads, smart kids.
And your son-in-law with experience as assistant coach of the Houston Texans, now with the Maryland Turtles, or Terrapins, as you say. Go Turtles. Pass complete to Brashears. Well, the clock wasn't started.
I think they reset it to 7. So that was a
they did. Okay,
play.
thank you. So for now, 4 seconds on the clock, 2nd and 2. Well, they scored on, their only score was on a give to the halfback, and Jalen Johnson with a bomber for a touchdown. We'll see what kind of strategy they can come up with. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side for Grant in the gun. Could be the last play of the first half. Grant fires it over the middle, complete. Brashears trying to dance around. He's got a block downfield, and he is brought down at the 28. And the tackle by Hendricks will take us to the end of the first half.
Hope College with a commanding lead, 35-6, as they exit the field. They are 1 half away from completing a near perfect season at 9-1. We are now going to take a break, and we are going to send it over to our crew, who will be playing us some work that the Hope College anchor partners, as well as some own public relations work here from Hope College. As we are going to do that, we are going to be back. Keep this tab open and enjoy the material prepared by our Hope College public relations staff. Hope College leads 35-6 over Olivet. We've completed 1 half. We are going to be back in a bit. You are watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Some call it naive, others call it foolish. But hope has never been silenced by doubt. Hope is the unquiet heart, stirring, pounding, driving us towards something greater. It leans into what's wrong and lifts up what's right. It teaches, learns, discovers, imagines what could be, and brings it to life. Hope has to start somewhere. Why not here? Why not now? Why not us? The daring ones. Those who provoke possible, trigger curiosity, and incite joy. For us, hope is more than a word. It's a force, and we are its humble ambassadors. From the beginning to now, we don't just believe in hope, we dare to live it. Hope College. Dare to hope.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Cancer, we're coming for you. Parkinson's, your days are numbered. Alzheimer's, we're zeroed in on you too. Because at Van Andel Institute, the world's best minds are working relentlessly to eradicate these diseases forever. By advancing the boldest innovations, achieving breakthroughs, and transforming lives. Because the most powerful way to fight diseases, never stop fighting. Van Andel Institute, innovation unleashed.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Believe you'll see it all comes together. My dream, I bleed, I'll give the better part of me. Be free, break free, release, destroy the enemy. Just breathe. Fight for the power. Stand your ground, don't let it go. Fight for the power. Can't be scared when you're in the dark. You should never let the fear make you run away. Fire still burning for another day. Fight for the power.
Oh, he's got another one! He's got another one! Oh, wow! As that ball bounces across the middle, he is onside.
Strong last 4 minutes of the first half. Pause.
Hey, when we get the ball back, punish them.
Traffic with the and one. Going right, passing left. There's a touchdown pass to Strickland. Raise your flag or even the score. Take your shot, ready for more. Surrender, there is no other choice. Set my soul free now. Light it up on fire. Bet on me, I got you. Pick a number. Castle with a block downfield, breaks the tackle, stiff arm. Turns that charm off. 1 second.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
There are over 5,000 colleges and universities in the United States alone, and nearly every single one of them is named after a location or a historical figure. But along the shores of Lake Michigan, there is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope. It is so easy to get lost in what this world lacks, to become discouraged by its needs, gaps, and flaws. Can we see beyond the uncertainty and brokenness? At Hope College, we do. Not by ignoring the world as it is, but by learning and living with the belief that this is not the world as it should be, by driving to understand, to unlock clarity, to amplify truth, by leading with inspired compassion, by embodying a vision that illuminates greater opportunity for all, by serving with anchored conviction, using our collective gifts to offer this world what it needs most: hope. Not simply hope as a desire, but hope as a way of being. Because hope has changed the way we see the world, and hope drives us to change the way the world is. Because hope shapes our calling. Because hope inspires our dreams. Because hope empowers our talents. Because hope frees us to try. Because hope transforms what we believe, transforms how we act, transforms who we are. At Hope College, we know this life-altering grace is a gift we have all been given, and it is the greatest gift we can offer the world. Hope transforms.
Every sunrise, every new day brings with it a promise of hope. Every day also brings us an opportunity to help make a difference, especially for those we know who are battling cancer or Parkinson's. How can you help? Volunteer at an event or create your own through your school, through your business, with your friends. You can provide hope to countless patients and their families. 100% of your support goes directly to scientists at Van Andel Institute, researching new and better treatments for over 20 diseases, including cancer and Parkinson's. Now is the time to make an impact and make a difference. Please help and join the fight today.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
At Van Andel Institute, we're in a race, a relentless competition to get ahead of the diseases that affect our world. Cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. We are at the forefront of research and discovery. Our global collaborations are a catalyst for big breakthroughs so that we can make the greatest impact on the health of current and future generations. Because in the race to prevent and cure some of the most insidious diseases, victory is the only option. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
In our popular mythology, revolutions happen in Silicon Valley, right? But no, the revolution happened here.
I think we are starting a revolution. It's coming from a very strong sense of who we are.
It's immediately creating a multi-generational community.
There's something magical happens when you shift from being a payer to being a giver.
Hope Forward has 58 students, I think, today-ish. You know, when we started in '94, we had 47. It's doable. What they're trying to do is doable. Getting people to believe early on is the hardest part.
It has given people a sense of belonging to a cause greater than themselves.
This can happen. This is possible, and we need each of you to be brand ambassadors for this initiative.
We're all aware of the crisis in American education. There are other crises as well that I think are linked to it. The second is the crisis facing our young people, the mental health crisis. And the third crisis is the crisis in our church. And when I look at what is happening here at this school, in this community, I see it as not just addressing the first of those crises, but all three of them.
The students are incredible, and the idea is incredible. Why not 30 years from now, this is the norm?
I've said this a million times, but who better than a place called Hope to run toward things that to the world look hopeless?
Welcome back to Ray and Sue Smith Stadium, where it's a good day to be a Dutchman. Hope College with a commanding 35-6 lead over the University of Olivet Comets in the final league and regular season game of the 2025 season. Hope College led by quarterback Alex Thole, 13 for 20, a rare INT, racking up 248 yards in just 30 minutes of work. He distributed the ball to Johnny Rowan Blanton, Trevor Griffiths, and Travis Myers, all with four targets, led by Johnny Rowan Blanton. He was 4 for 4. And then 2 each for Caden DeHorn, Trevor Griffiths, and Travis Myers. Olivet went with 2 quarterbacks, mostly Charlie Grant, 11 for 19 with 1 INT. And then Maznica, 1 for 1 with a total of 43 yards. Hope College deferred, so they are going to get the ball in the second half. Olivet kicking off, and here with the play-by-play is Mike Coleman.
Thank you, sir. Off the fingertips of Billy Sternberg, picked up by Reams over the 20. hit and dropped to the 23. Hope will start 1st and 10 as Hope trying to pick up their 7th straight win over Olivet in this history and their 6th straight. I was looking at the history between these two teams, Stu. Sturzma's first year in 2016, they lost a heartbreaker in the MIAA opener to a really good Olivet team led by quarterback Bud Black. And that's the only time that Sturzma has ever lost to the Comets in his career.
I remember that. Let's go see what we got. Oh, they're going to pick up the flag.
There is no foul on the play.
One of only 9 MIAA defeats for Coach Sturzma, and now in his 10th season. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And I just remember when he took over, I was fortunate enough to serve as dean at the time, involved in the hiring, and he was modest and sober about the whole thing because he knew that he didn't have the team that was at a high enough level of excellence that was up to his satisfaction and that was going to win MIAA championships. But he's been doing nothing but that ever since he got on. They've gotten a little better every year. This will be the first time in school history that we'll get 2 consecutive NCAA victories, and he holds the only NCAA postseason victory in the history of the college.
I'd say that was a pretty good hire, Scott Vanderstoop. How about a good block downfield?
Even a busted clock is right twice a day.
Good block downfield by Cal Motter on the reception by Johnny Rowan. Puts it out to the 39. Another good block downfield. Motter on the run, dancing on the side rope. Forced out of bounds. I'm trying to get a number on that receiver. That might have been Seth Lumen downfield, the H-back who scored his first career rushing touchdown in that first half with a key block downfield. 2 plays, 2 first downs for Hope to open up the 3rd frame.
Got several pairs of brothers. Lumen, whose brother graduated, was a titan on defense, and Bryce Debris' brother Andrew, or Yogi Debris, on defense. And then we got the twins, the Libema twins, current brothers on the team.
And there was some question about that linebacking core as far as experience coming back, as that pass is complete and almost broken by Johnny Rowan Blanton. But Colton Skur has just had a breakout season in his career, the senior out of South Christian. Michael Bush and Bryce Debris just solidifying those 3 linebacker positions.
Well, Pardonay, he came in with this group of seniors. He absolutely adores them. He said, I love to watch them in the locker room. I love to watch them play. He said, I love them. They support each other. They've paid their dues. A lot of them didn't play until this year, and he just can't say enough about his seniors.
Off the right side on 1st and 10, Trey Goike. His first carry in a while. He had 4 carries, 64 yards, a couple touchdowns, including a 50-yard scamper. Picks up 0 yards on that, back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. By the way, that catch by Rowan Blanton 2 plays previous, that's his 6th of the day. He had a high of 8 last week in that 52-zip win over Calvin right here at Ray and Sue Smith on 2nd down from the far hash.
Jack Goldie in the lineup.
Yep, tight end from Grand Blanc. Thole steps up. He's got a receiver, incomplete.
I think he wanted Goldie, but
did.
He was well covered.
Jack's got a few grabs this year. Check that 3rd down. Hope has picked up their last 3 third down conversions, 3 of 5 in the game.
So we want you to stay with us, but we want to let you know that we are multi-channeled here at Hope College. The men's basketball game started for a 3 o'clock tip. Tom Davalar exited stage right, so he's going to help the Hope College Flying Dutchman. We're taken over on public address by none other than the velvety voice of Mr. Arlen Gaddy.
Indeed.
Great to have him in the house.
A lot of anchors in this anchor network. Penalty flag. That one looks like it's coming back as Thole dances his way for a 1st down possibly, but I think this one is going to go in the opposite direction.
We're also going to have volleyball tonight at 7 o'clock.
Double duty for you, my friend.
Yeah. It's been a great weekend. It probably helped my voice that both Calvin and Hope won in straight sets. Got me home early.
Well, last time Hope played Trine, they went 5 sets, and Hope volleyball defeated Trine in 3, so that was fortuitous to say the least.
And a local kid named Reese Steenwyk, who plays for Hope, just a wonderful young woman. She had a great game a week ago. Hope was able to muzzle her a little bit last night, but she still had a nice play. She's going to have a nice career. She's only a sophomore from Holland Christian, playing for the Thunder. Great family.
Holding, Defense.
Oh, my.
25. 10-yard penalty. Enforce half the distance
Defensive
goal.
holding
First down.
on Wendell St. Louis, the defensive back, the cornerback. That's going to put Hope inside the red zone all the way down to the 9-yard line. First and goal, up 35-6. 12:38 left in the opening possession of this third quarter.
I can only think that the protracted discussion had to do with where the infraction took place.
I think so, correct. It wasn't a debate on the infraction.
Malfeasance.
Malfeasance, first and 10. Thole blindsided, hit high and dropped as he is hogtied.
Dorian, oh no, that's not Dorian Freeman. It's Wendell St. Louis again.
Making up for his malfeasance.
Wow, that was a big hit.
Yeah, Thole's all right, but he got hit high.
At our next change of possession, we talk about all the activities, men's basketball. Women's basketball was going to host a tournament. We had to move them to Calvin. They defeated Colorado College last night. And then athletes who are performing at a very high level of excellence, who do not get the recognition they deserve. I want to talk about them at the next change of possession, our cross-country teams.
Let's put it on the short list. Second down and goal from the 17-yard line. Handoff, Trey Goike works his way off right side. Not much, and we have not seen A.J. Martell. Fumble. Olivet says they have it. That was a very late call after Goike was tackled. Olivet players slow to get up, and I think the defense for Hope is coming onto the field.
Injured player.
Timeout via the official for an injured player timeout.
Somewhere in the scrum, the ball came loose. Credit Olivet for jumping on the ball. They will take over. So here is our change of possession, Mike Coleman. Our men's and women's cross-country team compete, of course, throughout the year, throughout the fall.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
And they competed in the conference championship last week, and the men won, and they won decisively. And the women finished second, 1 point ahead of Calvin. Today they competed in the Great Lakes Regional in Louisville, Kentucky. And short story, the men finished first and the women finished third.
Is that right?
37 teams.
Has pass broken up nicely, intended for Mercier. And Trenton Bullhouse with the disruption. Had Hope won a Great Lakes Regional before? Had it been a while? That's incredible.
They had won one, but it had been, you and I were alive, but not a lot of our, first time since 1980, MIAA MVP and sophomore Logan Begeman finished 8th place.
Wow.
Out of hundreds and hundreds of runners. Like, I'm scrolling through, I still can't find the bottom of the list. He was the top Hope runner. They beat Rose Holman. Rose Holman had the first and second finishers, but they still beat Rose because we had 8, 9, 10, and 12.
Incredible. Going down is Charlie Grant's second sack of the day. Liam Danitz, no surprise. Looks like Jake Punches is in there as well.
I think we also might have had a little action from Bryce Debry. So, big play.
Boy, Liam Danitz is a menace. His name should be Dennis. Third down and a country mile for Olivet, staring into a bright sunshine. Lights are on here at Ray and Sue Smith. Wind continues to blow from west to east. We're behind us towards the opposite side of the field. Hope coughed it up. Second turnover of the day inside the red zone. They're looking to get it back up 35-6. Rolling, near side, Grant, flip, incomplete. Missed his intended receiver, and that was Dorian Freeman. Just threw it too low for Mr. Freeman. It'll be a punting situation.
Micah Bush on the coverage.
Good stop by Hope after, that drives everybody crazy, especially head coach Peter Sturzman, to cough up a possession in the red zone.
Good defense. They answered the call.
Gavin Reams standing directly on the Olivet 48. On the left side of the 50-yard line. Hawks has been a busy cat. His punts have been fairly decent, sending Reams back. Faking right, staying right, and he's brought down with the jersey tackle up high as he's lifted down at the 35, almost a 15-yard return. He's averaging 12. That leads the MIAA, and Hope will take over on the Olivet side of things, up big.
was Keontae Pettis, I think, number 51, the freshman from Detroit Lincoln High School. Getting back to cross country, if you don't mind, Logan Begeman finished 8th overall, Elias Kretschmer 9th, Karsten Cole, West Ottawa grad, 10th, and Aiden Moore finished
return,
12th.
Illegal block in the back. Return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Adding insult to injury for Olivet. Legal block in the back on that return. Now he pointed towards Olivet, but it looks like it's going to be against Hope.
And it was right as Reams grabbed it, and maybe that's where the flag came.
I think so, because there was a block right in his vicinity.
And I was wondering, like, is there enough contact to justify it? That could be you're ahead 35-6 call. I'm not sure.
So Scott, back to you. You've got probably 30 teams in that Great Lakes Regional. 7 runners. Yeah, 7 runners qualify, and to finish 8th in that regional, and great team effort because you need others as well. As bouncing it inside Olivet territory is Trey Goike with his 7th carry of the day. He's over 70 yards.
So the men finished first out of 37. They had 53 points. It's one of those like golf. Low score is good.
Yes.
The women finished 3rd out of 37 teams. They had 122 points. Molly Duro, MIAA, all MIAA. She finished, wait for it, 2nd overall.
Wow.
Only losing out to her nemesis at Calvin, Sophie Bull. First place. Congratulations to her. Calvin also with a really strong both men's and women's program.
In trouble. Thole just dumps it. Tremendous pressure by Dontrell Thomas. Brings up 3rd down. Well, that's All-American territory right there, finishing in the top 30. And that young lady from Hope finishing 2nd, as we have a Olivet player down near side. Scott, why don't we, should we go to break since we've got an injury timeout here real quick?
Yeah, why don't we do that? Audrey, why don't you fire up a break for us? Hope College with a commanding lead. 9:39 to go in the 3rd. Hope 35, Olivet 6. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
Cancer, we're coming for you. Parkinson's, your days are numbered. Alzheimer's, we're zeroed in on you too. Because at Van Andel Institute, the world's best minds are working relentlessly to eradicate these diseases forever. By advancing the boldest innovations, achieving breakthroughs, and transforming lives. Because the most powerful way to fight diseases, never stop fighting. Van Andel Institute, innovation unleashed.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
Injured player number 15, Christopher Payman, senior from Comstock Park, local West Michigan product, getting helped off the field. Hope College with the 35-6 lead, 9:39 to go. The Alma Scots with the 2-score lead over the Bulldogs, 14-0 in the 2nd quarter. But who's watching? Back to the play-by-play, Mike Coleman.
And Calvin up big over Albion, 53-24, 3rd and 5. Dump pass over the middle, intercepted. Too strong. Bringing it back is Bakari Fields, dropped to the 44. Intended receiver was at the 40 and Thole. That would have been a tough drop in, Scott. He had coverage ahead of him, but behind him, 2nd pick of the day.
Well, credit Olivet defense. Alex Thole had thrown 3 INTs in 9 games, and he's had 67% increase on that in just 1 game. So good coverage by the Comets and making the all-league quarterback get out of his comfort zone for a 2nd interception of the day.
Agreed. Fields, a freshman safety for Olivet, 2nd career interception on 1st down and 10. Keeping it on the ground. We've got a new running back, and that is Dorian Freeman. He might have got 1 carry in the 1st half, but not much. That's his 1st carry of the day.
2nd and 7.
Freeman out of Oak Park, Michigan, went to Southfield High School. 2nd down and 7 as Caleb Parlberg's coming out. He's bent over on the near side. Trainers tending to him. The senior out of Alto, Michigan.
Checking in is number 25, Trent Bullhouse. He's back in the game. He sat out the last play.
Paulberg, one of 21 seniors on senior day today. 4 on the rush for Hope. Brashear's moving near side. We've got a stoppage of play. It's going to be a false start on Olivet, and that is just their second penalty of the day. They're penalized a lot, almost 8 per game, but they've been disciplined today. Push them back to the 41. Olivet's own 41.
Olivet showing moments on defense and, you know, a couple of sustained drives, but they really haven't been able to complete the deal, really, other than that one drive. Again.
My goodness. Absolutely true. Olivet has had pockets of impressive plays.
Offense, number 89, 5-yard penalty.
Toscano, the tight end, the freshman out of Wyoming High School in Grand Rapids. Back-to-back penalties.
I think you see the kinds of pre-snap penalties that we're seeing here are really indicative of just a younger team.
Yes,
and,
I think so.
These kinds of things will get, as coaches would say, cleaned up.
Got to clean that up next week.
Yeah.
Yep. You saw it. We saw it. Owen Graham in. Tate Bezo out. Eric Whiter in his first year at the helm for Olivet. Second down and 18. Time for Grant. Flips it the opposite way. Colton Skur says, "Welcome to my world," as he drops Johnson for a loss on the reception. Oh, man.
Well, they sniffed it out beautifully, busted up the play, and Olivet is going the wrong direction. 2 pre-snap penalties and then a -4 on that. And third, and what George Kell say, a country mile.
I like how Grant sold the fake, but he didn't sell Colton Skur on that. Third down and 19. Grant will just keep it on the quarterback draw, and it'll be 4th and long, and Olivet's going to have to punt this one away. Hopefully it's 35-6.
Might not have had a 3rd and 22 play on their call sheet, so.
That's a thin book, Scott.
It is indeed. So Hope College holds after the turnover, the second interception of the day. College will send Gavin Reams back to receive again as we're about halfway through this 3rd quarter. Beautiful day to end the MIAA season. And we've talked a little bit. There's a decent chance we'll get a bye next week. Near 100% chance we're going to get in. We're 14th in the NPI.
Reams bobbles the punt return, but he falls on it. That's the 3rd. Check that, the 4th fumble today by Hope. They've lost 2, but crisis averted. They'll start at their own 42. But yes, to your point, Scott, even looks like a win is most assuredly today. I know we have a bit of football, but they should get an at-large bid based on their NPI, Hope's NPI. And there's talk about maybe even getting a bye, and who knows. But you can find out tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the NCAA Division III football website.
All of those brackets will be announced. 24 teams will be playing, and 16 teams will be staying home on a bye.
Swing pass, Johnny Rowan. Man, he was just dancing on that sideline and tried to stay in, but a big grab by him. And Johnny Rowan Blanton with his 7th grab. He's got 130-plus yards of receiving today, and I believe his career record is 138. See if I can bring that up.
Might need to give him another nickname, Sideline Johnny.
Sideline Johnny, first down Johnny. That's a lot of badges he can handle. The junior out of Rockford, the favorite receiver of Thole, and he has a lot of receivers. Big room for Goike, 30, 25, and brought down. That is a truck opening space on the left side of that line. Sky Vanderkyle, and who else was in on that? That was Kemper Millis and Brett Showers providing a clean lane for the freshman.
You know, Hawkins loves his receiving core. They're very talented. They got big frames, but you know the thing that he likes about them, that he doesn't talk about, he loves how well they block.
Absolutely. That is something they take great pride in. Pitch to Goike. He tries to cut back up to the inside of the field, dragging a would-be tackler with him, and Goike, the freshman, will not be denied. I'll say this, Scott. Barring injury, I think Hope's running attack is in good hands the next several seasons.
They are indeed. You know, Strickland and Amos, we thought, boy, how in the world are we ever going to replace them? Well, we're going to replace them with Mater and Goike. We haven't seen Martel, as you mentioned today, probably on the IL. Yeah, there's a lot of options, and they're all coming back.
2nd down and 2. Hope dancing in the red zone. They're a team that are at 83%. They've had the most red zone chances in the MIAA, and that's opportunities inside the opponent's 20-yard line. As Goike, I see he has 2 hands on that football, Scott, learning the lesson from his fumble on the previous drive.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1. Goike picks up 1.
Well, they knew he was good when they recruited him, and you know, are they pleasantly surprised? Yeah, maybe a little, but they did have very high expectations for him, and he certainly has come in as advertised.
By the way, side note, one more grab for Johnny Rowan Bland will tie a career high in with 8 receptions, because he has 7 grabs for a career high 142 yards of receiving. 3rd and 1, pitch, Goike. 1st down, more, 2nd effort, 3rd effort, touchdown Goike. He's got the trifecta in the end zone department. And Hope making up for Goike's fumble. They get the ball back, and they march down the field on a short field, and they extend the lead to 41-6.
3 touchdowns in only 11 carries. I don't know how you could put we could put the AI team on that, but boy, I tell you, that is impressive. As his efficiency, Goike averaging now over 9.5 yards a carry.
It's incredible. He came in at 7.2, and he's averaging 9.5 today, like you said, Scott. You're right. That's and he's over the 100-yard marker for the first time in his career, eclipsing the 92 he gained in the victory over Loras. And that touchdown is just a complete result of the initial opening, but his effort propelled him into the end zone. Keaton Balkin going to ice down that leg after this game, trying to get his 6th extra point of the day. High snap, hold by Johnny Rowan, and the kick is up and good. 42-6. Hope College in control, taking care of their business. They won't know until tomorrow if their season will be extended, but we'll find out soon enough. But a lot of football left, 4:23 left in the 3rd here from Holland.
We're going to take a break. Hope with 7 touchdowns on the board. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is Hope.
My name's Emma Duttmers. I play soccer. The first soccer game of my junior year, I tore my ACL. Our athletic trainer, Annie, was there for me right when it happened, and she was there for me literally every step of the way. That was definitely a huge growing opportunity for me, and it was really hard, but it really pushed me to be a leader with more of my voice because I couldn't lead by example on the field. It definitely made me take a step back and realize how much there is to be grateful for.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Cooper Clark set to kick off here with the play-by-plays. Mike Coleman.
All things Hope College on this senior day. Final game of the regular season as Brashears takes a high kick and is forced out of bounds. Scott, I'm looking at some numbers. Hope College with 1 more yard of offense. That'll put them over 500 yards of total offense for their 3rd straight game. 665 against Albion a few weeks ago. 557 last week in the victory. Both of those shutouts, and today, not shutting out Olivet, but we talked about the defense a lot, and on the offense is saying, hey, we got ourselves some talent as well, and they're showing it.
You know, I was talking to Andrew Hawken this week. I said, so, you know, are you like worried about getting competition? He goes, you know, at this point, everyone who's in the tournament's blowing people out.
Right.
Like everyone is 9-1, everyone is 10-0, and you know, there are some close games, but most of the 40 teams who make it in win a lot of their games, you know, fairly decisively. So sometimes it's hard to know apples to apples what you're dealing with because you don't know about strength of league, you don't know about strength of schedule. But, you know, this is great for Hope to win big like this, but you're going to enter a whole new world. You're leaving the land of the mortals next week, and everybody's going to be good.
2nd and 7, and that shows you how big that was, that magnified victory here against Aurora in the snow in the first round of the playoffs. the only playoff victory ever in the history of Hope, and arguably, Scott, a playoff situation in D3 football, one of the toughest to get into.
Yep, you know, volleyball, even if volleyball were to get upset by Calvin tonight, they're all but certain to get in. They're 7th in the nation.
Sure.
They have the right NPI. It isn't that, you know, that's 64 teams. It isn't that way in football. Football's been very protective. Their selection committee has said, we want to keep it at 40. For a long time, it was 32, as you know.
Yeah, they just switched that, I believe, last year as that pass complete to Caleb Rudd. He's been active, and that moves the chains on 3rd down. Well, the playoff picture, speaking of, Alma with a 14-7 lead over Adrian as the Bulldogs have responded with a 9-yard pass from Noah Boudre to Ethan Aberger, and Adrian trying to stay vital. 2 minutes left until halftime up at Balke Field in Alma.
Aberger, is he the one who went to Holland Christian?
I believe so, yes. Yes, Dan Diadana gives us a thumbs up. Just like in the Coliseum, we got the thumbs up.
Tell you what.
Wow. Don't upset that guy.
We are going to make him an honorary, if not an official member of the Anchor Network.
Yes.
Research department. Speaking,
in case of emergency, break glass. Danny at the rescue. Not on Dan though.
So we, you know, one of the things we haven't talked about enough today, Mike, and I think it deserves some attention, and that is Alex Thole, the quarterback from Schoolcraft via Tarleton State. And we've talked about this before. Tarleton State has a good football team, but oftentimes we don't remember, we forget they also have a rodeo team. And the rodeo team at Tarleton State currently ranked 6th nationally by the NIAA. And I think that we need to bring that to light here at the Anchor Network as we try to bring you the truth about all things sports. Tarleton State Rodeo. And, you know, we've heard a lot from our viewers about that. It's like, how come you don't talk more about the Tarleton State Rodeo team?
Well, we'll lasso that topic in just a second. Oh! Wide open, caught and dropped by Crawford. Wide open at the 32 as he was able to beat Lou Bosher down the field. Just a long incompletion, and Crawford shaking his head.
Great rollout, great play. They beat him. That was a play that deserved to work. And it's instead going to be 3rd and long once again for the Comets.
Speaking of rodeo, I think that pass hung up in the air for about 8 seconds, didn't it?
Cue the Garth Brooks song.
That's right.
Although I just did get a giant thumbs down from Diadana on the Tarleton State rodeo team.
He's ruthless, man.
I'm expecting an email from Alex Stoll over the weekend saying, thank you for mentioning my fellow athletes on the Tarleton State rodeo team. Uh-oh.
Fumble picked up by Freeman. Crisis averted. It was just a straight handoff on 3rd down and long, brings up 4th and longer. And the punting unit will come on for Eric Whiter. Hope in command 42-6 with 2:02 left until the end of the 3rd frame.
Gavin Reams dropping back deep. He had a day last week, didn't he?
Oh my goodness. He has found his niche as the punt returner, Scott. He was a backup receiver out of Fruitport, just played the role, and Peter Sturzman just raves at being able to handle the punt and kickoff returns. Spiral, wobbly, Reams straight up the field, room to run 45, and a great open field tackle. Great tackle by Stevan Wortham. And Gavin was off to the races, but he picks up 9 on the return. 1st and 10 for Hope. Once again, towards midfield, they'll start at the 49.
Coming into today, Gavin had returned 14 punts and 18 kickoffs. That is a big part of the offense. He's averaged 11.86 on punts and 25.6 on kickoffs. That is just a huge difference for the offense when they can get that kind of advantage. Imagine a 10 or 25-yard penalty every time you have to give up the ball.
Oh, exactly. And you talk to Sturzman all the time in the pregame. We need to be good on defense. We need to be good on offense. We especially need to be good on special teams. As Noah Dunkel, the sophomore out of Williamston, with his first grab, is good for 10+ as he checks out. Good run by Noah, the punter.
And give credit to Jinx Arnold. He's created a great culture on the special teams. He's also defensive backs coach. And you will, whether you meet him on the field at practice, on the field before the game, or at Phelps Cafeteria, you'll never meet a guy more positive than special teams coordinator Jinx Arnold.
That is absolutely true. Beautiful run by Easton Sadinsky, the freshman out of Granville. We saw him last week. He gets some spot carries in the second half when things are in command, but another good-looking young freshman running back.
Have we officially gone into roster expansion mode? I think I need to
I
spread
think we
these
have.
out a little bit. There we go.
Sadinsky, 8 carries on the year, and Mr. Dunkel with his 18th carry on 1st and 10. 2 rushes, 2 touchdowns. Dunkel bounces it to the outside, nowhere to go as he is snowed under by Solomon Powell.
Couple of ball carriers, loss of 2.
Checking in for Hope, that's
that's
Sadinsky. I was going to say there's another 29. Aiden Decker is a student in my first year seminar. That's the defensive one. 29, Sadinsky getting back in the game. We are finished with 3 quarters here at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. It's all Hope College, 42-6 as we switch ends. We're going to take a break. We will be back. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
At Van Andel Institute, we're in a race, a relentless competition to get ahead of the diseases that affect our world. Cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. We are at the forefront of research and discovery. Our global collaborations are a catalyst for big breakthroughs so that we can make the greatest impact on the health of current and future generations. Because in the race to prevent and cure some of the most insidious diseases, victory is the only option. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
Welcome back as we start the 4th quarter. Alex Stoll rolling to his left, connecting with Trevor Griffiths, I believe.
Actually, it's Gavin Reams.
Oh, Reams,
yeah,
2-7. That's too far away from my aging eyes. All right.
Agreed. Gavin Reams.
Short.
His first grab of the day. He's a backup receiver last year. He'll still assume those duties. Speaking of Trevor Griffiths, he's in the slot on the near side. Reams far right near side on 3rd and short. We've got a new quarterback in, and we also have Noah Dunkel pounding it into the end zone from 14. As Hope College with 223 yards of offense in the 3rd compared to 3 for Olivet begins the 4th quarter, finishing off that drive with a rushing touchdown once again.
That was only Dunkel's 3rd carry, and he's gone to the house. So 3 touchdowns by Goike, 1 by Lumen, and now 1 by Dunkel, as well as 2 throwing TDs by Alex Thole.
My goodness, 6th game of the year. Hope has scored 40-plus points. A 3rd straight game where they've had 500 yards of total offense or more. And Noah Dunkel, wonderful touchdown rush. Another big hole by the offensive line. We got some new numbers. We'll get to you with that. But Hope in control, and we're going to finish the regular season at 9-1. Another great season for Peter Sturzman after going 10-0 running the table last year.
We'll keep it right here. We mentioned seniors here and there, but why want to have a chance to go through the whole list? Number 0, Liam Danitz. Number 5, Travis Myers. Number 5, Colton Skur. Number 6, Micah Bush. Number 7, Gavin Reams. Number 11, Caleb Parlberg. Number 11, Billy Sternberg. Number 20, Caden Brownell. Number 21, Bryce Debris. Number 24, Tommy Boss. Number 30, Caden Balkin. Number 41, Gavin Ziptowski. Number 42, Owen Graham. 53, Micah McCurry. 59, Rob McAlee. 79, Griffin Block. 81, Caden Vandenberg. 82, Sky Vandekyle. 87, Jack Goldie. 72, Brett Showers, as well as senior manager Blake Showers.
Great stuff. Well, I think Alex Stoll's day will be done. He'll finish the regular season, barring him coming out with 2,740 passing yards and 20 touchdown passes. That one sails through the end zone, 49-6. A lot of football left, but let's swing our attention quickly to Belkey Field, 2 straight scores by the Bulldogs have now given them a lead 20-14 over the Alma Scots. Now, if Adrian were to defeat Alma, give me the thumbs up or thumb down at Alan Babbitt. If Adrian was to defeat Alma, it'd be a 3-way tie, 3rd time in MIAA history. Hope would get the automatic qualifier for the playoffs. So you're saying there's a chance.
How about them Bulldogs?
By the way, thumbs up by Alan Babbitt. He did give me a lot of thumbs up from Dan and Alan, and takes a village. 1st and 10. Grant fires it. Up for grabs. Out of bounds, far side, incomplete.
I'm pretty sure that was a great catch by Jermonte Meredith, the tight end freshman from Harper Woods. The problem was, A, he wasn't in the lineup, and B, he was 6 yards out of bounds. But nice play by the freshman from Detroit.
I love the sidebar things that you find. Never short of entertaining, Stoop. He'll be here all week.
What I make up for in quality, I'm here all week.
I mean quantity. 2nd and 10. Quick hitter in and out of the hands of Wade Brashears, the Floridian. He's a good-looking freshman, 2nd on the team in grabs. But we've had a lot of drop balls by the Olivet receivers today. It'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Brashears and Mercier, 6th and 7th in the MIAA. They are, it's the only team, I think, with 2 receivers in the top 10 in the MIAA. So I think they've got a lot of upside there.
Boy, Mercier just 1 grab today. He came in with 50 grabs. He has been shut down by this Hope defense. Slot receiver, near side, left side for Grant on 3rd down. He's been in the lineup since the start of the 2nd quarter. Bum rush, nowhere to go, and Charlie Grant goes down, and that is Christian Harima. Good to see him. We have not seen the sophomore from Rockford in several games battling an injury, but sack for him, his 1st of the year.
Also in on that play, the other twin from Orlando FLA, Jaden Libama.
There we go.
Also in the game on that, I think Micah McCurry was in, and also number 22, who was on the coverage of the play before, Maddox Greenfield, newly declared psychology major. I hear he has a great academic advisor. That's what our initial Anchor Network reporting is showing.
How about that? We'll look into that
we'll
one.
Keep a team on that one.
That's just a speculator rumor. Blocked! Special teams, live football picked up at the 40 of Olivet. Still on his feet. DeHorn trying to keep it alive, and he's wrestled down at the 32-yard line. The 2nd block of the day by the Hope Special Teams.
I think it's going to come back a bit on a block in the back.
Okay.
But how Jakes Arnold is on the sideline, giving as many high fives as he can dish out. He is so excited, giving Caden DeHorn a big hug there. And I think there's probably going to be a blocking penalty on Hope. So it'll come back to, I don't know, maybe the 45 or so, but great special teams effort by the Dutch. Hunter Thompson waiting to bring his team back out on the field, just waiting to figure out where they're going to send them out.
By the way, you were talking about teams qualifying and different conferences and stuff. You want to find out all things D3 football. We like to go to d3football.com. They got top 25 scores. It's a wonderful website of information, really easy to peruse. There is no foul on the play, so. No, we are not compensated for that promotion. We just really like the website.
Intriguing idea. There is no foul.
And yet.
For unnecessary roughness. I might have just said there is no foul. It was necessary roughness.
That is the best line.
That's
of
good,
the week.
Dan Diodana. Footnote to Dan Diodana.
It was extremely necessary.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. 1st and 10 for the Dutch at the Comet 33.
1st and 10. New quarterback Dallas Saucer, the Iowa product. The southpaw slings it out complete to Gavin Reams. And Reams is brought down, but not before picking up his 2nd grab of the day. Reams doing it all.
Man, getting a lot of touches today.
You bet. You know, Saucer, he's in the wings behind Alex Stoll, and he's a junior out of Ames, Iowa. Obviously, Thole is a junior as well. But you got two really solid quarterbacks. They're going to ride this out for their career here at Hope. It's good to have. Open field. Sadinsky, touchdown. Oh, Ethan Sadinsky. Sadinsky, the former Bulldog, pounds it in. And Hope over the 50-point mark for the third straight game.
They scored too fast, so I didn't have a chance to say that into the game on that last 2 plays before. Aiden O'Brien, number 84, sophomore from Lawton, and 85. Braylon Amos, that's a name we remember from last year, sophomore from Portage Northern. Brother of outstanding running back last year.
I think it's amazing. And you mentioned this earlier with Strickland and Amos graduating, who would step up in the running back department, where we're seeing a lot of that. And this is a pretty young team still that's going to move to 9-1 on the regular season. There's a lot of youth and talent in the 2 deep for Hope.
And we'll get to see that in the last 12 minutes, but right now we're going to take a break. 56-6, Hope leads. You're watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Reserve running back Easton Sadinsky picking up his 3rd rushing TD of the year. And the Hope College Flying Dutch leads 56-60. The senior featured in the program this week, Caleb Paulberg, senior business major, wears number 11. I'm always intrigued by this particular question on the interview. Is there a food you would never eat? I can't think of anything I wouldn't eat. Not a big fan of pickles. So it's been pickles and tomatoes have been the leading aversions among the Hope College seniors.
Well, that's going to really mess up.
That's why there's so many pickles and tomatoes at the lunch line.
By the way, sorry to interrupt, Scott, from the fruit or the vegetable discussion, but Alan Babbitt, Sports Information Director at Hope, tells me that's Bryson Stevenson, the freshman out of Muskegon Oak Ridge, with a touchdown rush. So our apologies. And for that young man, the freshman's first rushing touchdown of his career.
Congratulations to him. What a great day for him and his family. 56-6, Hope kicks it through the end zone yet again, and it is a 1st and 10 for Olivet.
5 different running backs have recorded a touchdown via the rush today. Caden DeHorn with a touchdown reception. Trevor Griffiths with a touchdown reception. And Alex Thole with 300 yards in the air, a couple picks, but a couple touchdown passes.
Clark has kicked 9 times, 6 touchbacks.
Yeah, he's got an amazing leg. 1st and 10. Olivet will keep it on the ground as they try the left side. And that's Frank, who's carried the workload of the rushing. He's only had 6 attempts. 17 on the day for Olivet. They've kept it through the air. 2nd down and 7.
Maddox Greenfield in. Dom Cassius, number 27, a freshman from Beverly Hills, Michigan. Detroit Country Day.
By the way, leading the tackle department today, Owen Graham. Colton Screw had his first career interception. Michael Bush with 4. Keaton Hendricks with 3, as the tackling has been spread out. We've never really had, Scott, like 2 top tacklers like a lot of teams have, and you talked about that last broadcast. It's just a committee defense.
Yeah, it's a Parlberg mentality. He wants them to swarm to the ball. Hey, shout out to Utica High School graduate Gavin Ziptowski, senior, grabbing the tackle in that last play, playing middle linebacker.
Thank you, Scott. Hope fans still involved. That one tipped in the air and almost picked off. Number 49 for the Flying Dutchman, that is Connor Brittenall, the freshman out of Hudsonville. His Eagles are playing against East Kentwood today in the high school playoffs. Disrupted that pass.
He's listed in the program as an H-back, but here he's out there putting his paw on it from the secondary. Great play.
So the youngsters getting some work in this 4th quarter. Hope up comfortably, 56-6.
Caleb Klinger, junior from West Catholic. another team that's still in the high school hunt.
Missile spiral gets a beautiful comet bounce inside the 30 and out of bounds. You know, Scott, we talked about the offense last year. There was a year with Mason Apple where they did really, really well in points per game. Hope came in averaging 44.5 points per game, 14th in the nation. But, you know, you're looking at your numbers. 6 times they've been 50-plus this year. So they might flirt with the all-time record.
Yeah, those are some big-time numbers, and they want to be a run-first team, and I think for the most part they are, but they just have so many weapons that it doesn't take long. And the other thing that happens is that, you know, Andrew Hawkins not afraid to take a shot when he has, because he has receivers and he can run deep routes, and he has a quarterback that can get it to him.
Talk about just throwing the farm at you as a man in motion on first down. Sweeping off the left side, far side, and Hope will keep it on the ground content with the lead with 11:06 remaining.
Tommy Bowes, the senior from Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Another team still in the MHSAA hunt. Senior getting the handoff there.
I wonder if Boss and Trey Goike played together on varsity. I know they're a few years apart, but you never know. They both went to the same high school.
Liam Young, number 10, a freshman from Dearborn Divine Child. Same place Lorenzo Vitti went.
2nd down and 8. Handoff. Off left tackle. Good yardage. Falling forward close to the first down marker up to the 39.
Braylon Amos split out wide. He's a sophomore from Portage Northern. He's in the game. Is that 00? No, it can't be 00. What is that? 82.
Oh, that's Sky Vanderkyle.
I was 0 for 2. It wasn't. Neither one was a 0.
Nice subliminal message was. By the way, getting rolled up is Nolan Collins, a sophomore out of Lawton. He's going to step out. Griffin Block with a nice block, no pun intended. From their own 40, first down. Saucer with a low handoff. Hope going to run once again. Positive yardage, churning of the legs, and a good effort. That's Mike Murphy, the sophomore out of West Catholic, who battled so many knee injuries in high school. Gets his first taste in this game. Second down and 5, clock running. Hope most assuredly will move to 9-1. And Peter Sturzma will move to 74-19 all time. He's a 3-time conference champion as far as head coach of MIAA titles, 2 times to the playoffs. That one going nowhere. Sadisky stuffed. Cheatham on the stop, 3rd down and 5.
Recognize that 2 deep on the offense. You got Aaron Hunt, Nolan Collins, Caleb Fisher, Philip McLaurin, Nick Sade. Also in the game, number 79, Griffin Block, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the
Hope
future.
going to 2 and 3 line now.
Agreed. The future of Hope College offensive line in motion right now. Pass complete. Nicely done to the tight end on the near side. Aiden O'Brien, he's had 1 career start. Another Lawton product, Scott. Lawton well represented on the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, and it's not a big school. It's impressive. If Greg Chandler were here, he would tell us what their nickname was. Or no, he's division. That's his division.
Oh, no,
3
that's completely within his. He's got a lot of room up there even to expound on that. And Greg Chandler, longtime announcer on the Lake Shore, and filled in the Alma game when Scott was double charge. He had to do volleyball, and Chandler stepped in. Only caught one of the most.
I was going to say, a good one for him to grab.
Yeah, I'd say his timing was quite impeccable. You know, he's called more buzzer beaters. He gets that in his Christmas stocking. Well, Greg, you will have 2 buzzer beaters this year.
Well, and the funny thing is, he's just so calm. You know, he doesn't.
Right.
He's unflappable. Tommy Boss back in. Aiden O'Brien, a Lawton High School graduate, as is Nolan Collins, as well as you know, Cal Motter. So 3 out of the 100 or so players from little old Lawton punching above their weight.
I was detecting a note of sarcasm from you about Mr. Chandler.
Who?
Pass complete, 2nd and short. Room to move, 2nd effort. Still on his feet, O'Brien churning inside the 25 to the 24. He says first down. We believe him, and the chain gang moves. Boy, great cut with his left. He went to right, 360.
Great crossing routes. Saucer read it beautifully, was patient, waited for his receiver to come in, and that was terrific. Aaron Hunt, a freshman from Hudsonville in the game. Also in the game, Griffin Block, as we mentioned.
Flirting with the red zone, power sweep. Trying to wrap him up via the jersey is the front four of Olivet. Picks
Owen
up
Sweeney in the game, junior from Pinckney.
Loss of a half yard. That's Tommy Boss.
Hunter Knapp, freshman from West Ottawa, local kid, getting some snaps. Number 64, Ben Finch, freshman from Dexter. The mighty Dreadnoughts of Dexter High School.
Dreadnoughts?
The Dreadnoughts. It's Danny Diodona's favorite. I think it's like an ancient ship, is it not?
That's better than the Hematites up in the UP. Or Boss, smelling pay dirt. Knocked down at the 5.
How cool is it for the senior from OLSM getting big yardage off the left side here on senior day?
Hope College, they're flirting with the 600 total offense mark today. By the way, Scott, I have an answer for my own question. If you're interested.
Oh, I'm curious.
Okay. I'll have to reconfigure it in a minute. I'll get back to you. I'll have your people call my people.
You do have a game to call here,
First and goal. I'm multitasking. First and goal from the 6. Left hash. Power sweep on the counter. Gavin Reams, a wide receiver, trying to find something to move, and not much as Olivet chased that down nicely.
Little nice interior pitch there from Saucer, but it was strung out well by the Olivet defense as they were able to string it out. In on that play was number 39 for Olivet. We're going to give that young man credit. That was a couple of 39s. I'm going to say that was Donovan Phillips, freshman from Detroit, Harper Woods.
Thank you, sir. That'll bring up second down and goal.
Charlie Norton, freshman from Jenison, in for Hope.
Former Jenison Wildcat.
Look at that.
Oh, beautiful play. Is that Travis Williams who just crept in the game? Tyson
18.
Williams, excuse me. Number 18.
Going to the third quarterback, Tyson Williams with a nice fake counter. Touchdown, Hope on the QB misdirection. It's 62-6.
Oh, former Water Elite Buck and Hope makes it to the 60-plus point department for the third time. Now, an extra point success here by Balkan would give them a season high in that department.
Look at that fake. Didn't fool our cameraman, though. Great job by our crew.
Beautiful job. 63-6, as that one is true. My goodness.
Special thanks to our crack staff today. We are running just 5 by 5, as they say in the Marine Corps, as there is just a lot of stuff going on. We got images tonight at 8 o'clock. We got championship volleyball at 7. We got men's basketball underway currently. And we got all hands on deck here. Jake Johnson, our student director. Audra Woolman, sometimes playing double duty on replay and audio. Genesis Lambrecht on close-up, not fooled by the fake counter play. Emma Urich that was Emma on field cam. Great job, Emma. And Kenny Evans on wide shot. And the man who makes it all possible, he has had a stressful weekend, and we want to say a special thanks to El Jefe, Freddie Velasquez. He's had, boy, I tell you, Mike Coleman, he has been running from pillar to post. If I had $1 for every time he ran from DeVos to Rain Sioux, I could retire this year. Oh, wait, I am retiring this year. Thank you.
You must have got those
Nuestro
dollars.
Jefe, who goes largely unknown in his work, but I could pick about 3 people on campus who, if they left us, I think we might just close, and one of them is Freddie Velasquez. Thank you, sir, for your great work. We appreciate it.
You bet. You betcha. By the way, I have an answer to my own question that I was just floating out there. According to my calculations, I got my trusty calculator, solar powered. that with the 63-point performance by Hope this year, unofficially, I have to confirm this with Alan Babbitt, but I believe this breaks the single regular season points per game average by the Flying Dutchman. They averaged 45.1 back in 2024 last year in their 12-game season, and now we're at 45.1. So we'll see how that works out. I will neither confirm.
Freddie, I don't know if you can turn on the camera in the press box or not, but I got to tell you, that last computation was brought to you by Mike Coleman's calculator, people. I think that this was maybe one that perhaps President Ford used, and you got it from the Ford Museum.
It was. Might have been the Carter administration, too.
I tell you what, this thing is that is impressive that you have stayed, that it has stayed with you all those years. You know, I don't know if you know this, Mike Coleman, but actually some phones have cameras, have calculators on them.
Yeah, but anybody can have an extra piece of equipment to lug it around. A Tiva calculator, I highly recommend. They probably are not in business anymore.
I think you should call customer service and ask for a replacement button. The 8's looking a little wobbly.
They're always getting complaints. I'm going to call them and rave about the product. 1st and 10. Power sweep. Oh, smelling that one out is linebacker coming in. We got some new numbers, so just give us a minute, folks.
I think that play was
5-0.
made by Caden Bird, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Forest Hills Northern product, the freshman
as an
out of
offensive
Ada.
lineman. Ada. All good things come out of Ada.
That's right.
And he fought off a hold that was pretty obvious shirt grab, and he was able to fight through it. And the result was a 2-yard loss.
2nd and 12. A lot of new numbers for Olivet as well. We'll try and get that. Charlie Grant, though, still in the game. Pass complete. Once again, short of the first down. And Burt, once again, with a beautiful tackle.
Jeremiah Spencer, the freshman from Lansing Waverly, on that reception for the Comets. Lots of subs in here. And it looks like we got 5 or 6 subs who just came in. We'll see if we can get them. I think running off the field, the only one I caught here was number 93, Diego Copiel. Coipel just came out.
For Hope, yeah.
Sophomore from Hastings.
Sorry, Scott. Peter Parlberg, Caleb's younger brother, the freshman. Buried. Double team. Mr. Parlberg. The freshman on cue, assisting in on the tackle.
I think Wyatt Hicks might have been there also, sophomore from Matawan. Everybody's smiling today.
Wow, great day here in Hope Nation. Season high in points, 63-6. Hope has to wait till tomorrow to see if they're going to make the postseason.
Garrett Langmo, a junior from Orlando, Florida, Orangewood Christian, where it is a balmy 84 degrees today. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Oh, excuse me, the 2-minute timeout, which will, during this timeout, we are going to bring you a 30-second reflection on, well, not a reflection, maybe a preflection.
It's
on
no
what,
secret.
oh.
The best way to learn.
Oh, you got, I thought, there we go, I'm back. There we go. 2 minutes to go. Hope's gonna finish the season 9-1. And they will wait until tomorrow at 5 o'clock to find out where and when they play. There's a 50% chance they could get a bye. There's probably a 50% chance they will host either in the play-in week or in the week of 32. After which, so as we said, 24 teams get a bye, 16 teams play. Those 8 winners go on and make up the round of 32. It's hard to know exactly who you might play. Probably 3 or 4 different opponents. Good breakup on the play there by number 19 for Hope College. That is Bryce Collins, the sophomore from Spring Lake. Hope College holds on 4th down, and they're going to take over with 1:56 to go. How's your calculator, Coleman?
I put it away. I am just amazed, not surprised, but amazed at the energy the bench is showing for the guys who are playing right now. It is just a brotherhood. Everybody rooting for each other. And that energy is just emoting from the Hope sideline. It's a great thing to see right now.
We got a new quarterback, number 3, Jonathan Pittman from Mona Shores, the Sailor.
And he is a 235-pound dynamite used at the goal line situations. A lot of non-conference play. We haven't seen him much in the MIAA side of things.
Making the tackle, local product, West Michigan senior Christopher Palman from Comstock Park. And on the Pittman wrestle.
Good to see Palman back in. He went out earlier, and if that's the case, good. By the way, updated score from DeVos Fieldhouse. Wheaton in men's basketball leading the Hope Flying Dutchman 34-31 with a couple minutes left in the first half.
Matt Wayner, Casey Rutledge on the call.
Correct.
Good kids.
Good kids. Tommy Boss. Tommy Boss with his best game in a Hope College uniform. He's brought down inside Hope side of things, or Olivet side of the field. Boss on the day, 5 carries unofficially, 38 yards.
Hope College with 31 first downs. Total of 305 rushing yards, 351 receiving. That's a lot. Yeah. 656. I can do that without my calculator.
They're flirting with a season high in that department as well, total yards. Fumble, bad snap, Boss. He'll get a block from his quarterback, and he'll get a first down, far side, streaking inside the 20, forced out of bounds, and just a lucky break as Alec Wickstrom, the sophomore out of West Catholic, and Boss juggled the handoff, but then Boss picked it up, and Wickstrom was Johnny on the spot to provide a key block.
Number 83, Maurice Streeter, a freshman from Kalamazoo Central, just comes in. As we mentioned, into the lineup also Wickstrom in at QB, coming out wide. Number 33, no, it can't be 33, 37 that is. Charlie Marquis, freshman from Lake Forest, Illinois, and we are going to let the clock run out as Hope College finishes the season 9-1 at either tied for in second place or perhaps one of 3 in the MIAA Tri-Championship. We'll know that later today, but for right now, it is a Hope College day as they cruise to a 63-6 victory. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back to wrap things up. You are watching Hope College football on the Anchor Network. It is a good day to be a Dutchman as Hope College rolls the Comets of Olivet 63-6, led by 351 passing yards, and Alex Thole going 16 of 26 for 300 of those yards. Dallas Saucer going 3 for 3 on the ground. How about this? Pulling triple digits. The freshman Trey Goike, the 104 rushing yards. And Johnny on the spot. Touchdown Johnny with 7 catches, Johnny Rome Blanton. As they, the Hope College Flying Dutch, gather as a team as they do following victories here at Ray and Sue Smith Stadium. And in what is probably not 4-part harmony, they will sing the Hope College fight song. Just waiting for Coach Sturzma, the conductor, as he's chatting with
head coach Peter Sturzma
Jacob Partney. Now he's going to grab
in the Hope College fight song.
Got some numbers for you right after this song.
Defend the orange and blue. Be strong and mighty. In challenge to loyalty, go Hope. Fight on, you big Dutchman. Defend the orange and blue. Be strong, be true and mighty. To the victory, go Hope!
Well, Mike Coleman certainly was a good day to fight on and be a Dutchman as they exit to the north, as they will await the NCAA's decision about when and where they will play. Your thoughts on today?
Well, it's fantastic. You always want to finish strong, especially when there's more down the pike potentially. But what we have is this is a defense for Hope College that has only allowed one touchdown in the last 14 quarters of play. And their third straight game with 50-plus points. Fifth time they've done that this year. Season high, 696 yards of total offense in this one.
Did you put us on camera? I told you. We have a face for radio and a voice for print. What are you doing?
Well, we'll carry on. We're trained professionals, but the offense came to play. We talked about the numbers. The defense has just been stellar. Now we wait until 5 o'clock tomorrow Eastern Standard Time to see on the NCAA Division III website if we're going to the postseason. It would be the second time in consecutive years. But even if we do, even if we don't, 9-1. The last 2 years we've gone in regular season 19-1. That's pretty darn good.
It's been great, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. It's been fun to be a part of. There was chatter a few weeks ago, would it be Wartburg? Would it be North Central? Would it be Wheaton? Would it be Wabash? It's really impossible for the coaches to know, and so that's why they can't really do a whole lot of preparing for that until tomorrow at 5, at which point they will go to work. They won't have anything to do. Usually they get very early on Sunday and they work all day, but won't have a lot to do other than perhaps, do the data analytics on this game, and then they will get to work tomorrow night on their next opponent. Do they get a week off? Do they get 2 weeks off? I guess we'll find out.
Well, credit to Olivet. They finished the season 1-9, but Eric Whiter and company, I think they got a lot of tools to work with. They got some young talent. It's a very young football team. They came in with all the momentum riding with Hope and showed some nice strategy. They had some moments of really good play, and I think that program is good hands. So congratulations to a worthy opponent, even though they fall short.
Then they have some explosive pieces, and they'll only get better.
Yep. Well, before we go, and pardon me for turning my back here.
Oh, we should probably show what's going on the field there, Jake Johnson.
After three
there
quarters.
We go. That's such a better spot.
Here's an update from Bauke Field in Alma, Michigan. After 3 quarters of play, after trailing 14-7, Adrian has come storming back, trying to go for the upset. They are ranked number 28 in the nation, and they lead number 27 ranked Alma 28-21 with 15 minutes of football. Now, if Adrian wins the football game, it's a 3-way tie in the MIAA, first time since 1999. Hope would win the automatic qualifier. And then would Adrian get in? We don't know, but we took care of our business today, and I would be remiss if you didn't want to check that out at MIAA.org to follow the stats on that one, and you can watch live on the Alma Sports Network.
Special thanks to our crew who've really kept us company here today and made us look better than we deserve. Jake Johnson, our director, Audra Woolman on audio and replay, Genesis Lambrick on close-up, Emma Urich, great camera woman on field, Kenny Evans on the wide shot. Thanks for hanging with us, Kenny. They got to pack up because, boy, we got a busy night. They got 2 more events. They got basketball going on. I will be with you on the call at 7 o'clock for MIAA Championship Volleyball. Well, we got to pack it up here. You got a Grand Rapids Gold game you got to get to, my friend.
I do. I just want to say a quick thank you, too, and I know you concur with me, Scott. Alan Babbitt, the Sports Information Director, always providing. We don't half the stuff that we come up with is Alan's doing, and he's tremendous. He and Mackenzie McMahon, his right-hand man, won an award this past year with their excellence in sports information directing. And he is one of the best human beings that we know, and we are grateful for him and his crew for all the help on this football season.
We are indeed, Mike. It's been good working with you. Let's
as well.
hope that we got one more in the can, perhaps next week, perhaps 2 weeks from now. Either way, today was a good day, whether it was the last one or not. Hope College 63, Olivet 6. Our thanks to everyone who joined us. Thanks to our crew. You have been watching Hope Football on the Anchor Network.